All right, we're live. Welcome to another David Ram stream. And today I'm joined by two very special guests. We've got Chris Hines.
Hello. How's it going?
And we've got Danny from Lifting Vegan Logic.
What up? Bacon though.
Bacon though, yeah. Oh, sorry, it's not Danny from Lifting Vegan Logic. It's the bacon guy.
Yep. We're
Okay.
I'm gonna eat some bacon after the stream probably.
Obviously. And unfortunately, guys, we don't have Garland. Well, no, fortunately, we don't have Garland Farms. I ain't giving that guy a second to on this channel. Maybe in the future, who knows? Hopefully you're in the chat though, bro, because we're about to go through a video you put out so graciously, a video about me where it's let's get this straight. Garland Farms did a video called Vegan Kill Cult, right? Then 2019, I responded to that video. Then I think he did a response back then, and then he's done two more responses now in 2022, and that's brought us together. Look at that, bringing people together. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? And so today we're going to respond to it, basically. We're going to respond to it. But before we do respond to it, I've got to show you guys something, okay? And then Chris and Danny know what's coming, right?
Yep.
You guys know what's coming. So
Pretty reasonable.
So Garland has been saying a few things in the meanwhile. His name's James Dean Garland, but let's call him Jimmy. I'm going to call him the Jimster. Okay, that's what I'm going to go for
I prefer garbage farms.
Garbage Farms also works. So here's what he thinks. Here's what he thinks of.
You can jump between the two names.
Oh shit, that's tiny. How do I make that bigger? There we go. That's what she said. keeping it toilet humor straight from the start. So okay, blah blah blah. Lots of stuff here. We're gonna get into all this here, but look at the bottom. Look at what he said. Bonus fact. Lying vegan misanthropes are morally on par with pedos. So this is what we're dealing with, guys. This is the kind of person we're going to be responding to today, giving our valuable time, energy, and attention.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny comment coming from an industry that puts their fist into young cows.
Yeah, he probably does that. Like, he is a farmer, so he literally does that. He shoves his hands inside and around the genitals of young animals. And I mean, I'm not going to go out and say he enjoys it, but I mean, I would say he wouldn't be doing it if he didn't enjoy it, surely, because it's not.
We don't really. Yeah, we don't
business,
know if he does or not. He might.
It's not exactly.
You know, he enjoys the end result, which is the money.
I mean, yeah, but it's not exactly a lucrative business, is it? I mean, let's be honest. If you were going to choose a job, you wouldn't choose to be a farmer. It's not a well-paid job. They're struggling, right? So he must enjoy some elements of it, and maybe just maybe this is some projection coming from Jimmy, the Jimster.
I surely hope not.
Yeah.
He might have kids.
Well, yeah. I mean, Jesus, bro, I don't even know what to fucking say to. I'm trying to find the funny in that, but there really isn't any.
I'm saying I just hope it's not a projection. Because,
before we started, the hat makes you so fucking serious. You weren't this dry and serious like a minute ago. You put the hat on and I click go live, and now you look like
it increases my intellect.
All right, so
let's dive in then, I guess.
Let's dive in. Yeah, Danny making it weird, bro. All right. Let's watch it then. It's 33 minutes, 35 seconds long. The video's titled, hold up.
There's a lot of filler. I'll give you that.
The video's titled Woke Vegan David Rams Trolls Garland Farms Get Schooled. Now wait, before we even get into the fucking video itself, woke, like, has this dude watched literally anything that I do on this channel?
Actually, we should let people know that you haven't watched this video yet.
Oh shit, yeah.
But
guys,
you actually haven't watched it.
I've not seen this video, guys. I've not seen this video. I've only seen the title, and yeah, and I know that, in general, what's going to be kind of responded to, or like, you guys have sent me a few like little snippets of like, oh, he said this, he said that. So I've got a bit of an idea, but yeah, this is going to be a purely genuine reaction. I've not seen the actual video itself. But the first thing that annoyed me a little bit, to be honest, calling me woke. Like Danny and I have been in trouble from woke people for literally being like what they consider to be anti-woke, which I don't think we are quite anti-woke, but we're definitely not. If the spectrum of woke is like here to here, like woke's here and anti-woke's here, we're definitely more like in the middle, more maybe leaning towards like anti, but like you know,
Yeah,
after the
it was weird.
intersectional segment of our video, for example, we've got you in a load of shit.
Yeah. I don't know if he's just not familiar with their content or he's using the word woke differently.
Incorrectly, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you've
don't
just been in trouble for like, you know, by another vegan for your involvement in that video.
Yeah, I responded to that yesterday. It was brilliant.
Yeah, so you can go check out Daddy's channel if you want to see that. All right, let's get into this 33 minutes of reacting to me, reacting to him. The third time round that he's done this, I believe. So let's all right, let's begin.
Their ultimate schizophrenic goal is to plow pesticide and genocide this planet into a sterile and lifeless has-been.
That is not our goal.
What the
First statement. That's not our goal.
Yeah, that's not our goal. Can you imagine if it was? Like, we just want this world to be sterile.
It's news to me if it is. No one's told me
Nothing
about
grows. Okay, great. Off to a great start with that. I mean, the response I gave there is the same as response. I've not seen this in years, guys. So like these are going to be genuine reactions to the original video.
Yeah,
and
you were skinny vegan fitness back then.
I was skinny vegan fitness back then. Yeah, totally. And I had more of a nice beard and I had long hair and I used to wear my hat backwards like some kind of loser. I mean, who fucking does that at this age? Oh shit! Sorry, Chris. Fuck, I didn't.
I mean, technically, we can't tell whether Danny's is forward or backwards because it's
just all kinds of
it's a
fucked
circle.
up right now.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Oh, we have schizophrenic goals to destroy the planet. That's why we're vegan, everyone.
Schizophrenic fitness.
Hey, it's David here at Skinny Vegan Fitness, back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be reacting to an anti-vegan video. I was just checking through my comments the other day and I came across a comment linking me to another YouTube video. I clicked the link and lo and behold, it's an anti-vegan video, some vegan cult video, the vegan kill cult. I had a quick look at it and I thought, I'd like to respond to this. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to react to this video, the vegan kill cult. Let's see what they have to say about veganism and let's see why vegan.
Jesus Christ, my intros were too fucking long back then, weren't they? My bad, guys.
Your mic has improved a lot too, I would say.
Yeah. I used to
webcam
use,
audio, isn't it?
This fuck you, man. This was a little clip-on mic. It's like under my t. You can kind of see it if you look closely. It's like pulling my t-shirt down in the middle at the top of the neck.
Veganism is a kill cult.
Truth be known, veganism is an absolute bloodbath and
Veganism.
The annual number of animals slaughtered and maimed in the name of grains.
What was the zoom in? Was that because I smiled? I'm smiling at his bullshit. I'm not smiling at animals being killed. Why would I be vegan if I liked animals? I'd be a hunter if I liked animals being killed, bro.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Seeds, roots, tubers, fruits, and vegetables is absurdly gargantuan.
So we're off to a pretty bad start, and the reason I say that is because this person's just saying that only vegans eat all of those food items.
No one is saying that vegans are responsible for all the untold environmental destruction and animal torture and death associated with mainstream plant agriculture. Everyone can agree that mainstream plant agriculture is responsible for this environmental destruction and massive amount of animal torture and death. However, it's a fact that mainstream veganism does rely upon mainstream plant agriculture. So, yeah, vegans are responsible for their share of the animal torture and death associated with the vegan menu, despite their unwillingness to acknowledge said destruction, torture, and death.
Can you pause it?
When does any... I mean, do you know vegans who deny that this happens? I've actually never met one.
I mean, you do get
I've never.
The really new vegans are kind of like, oh, cruelty-free, no animals die, because they just...
Oh, yeah.
But besides that, I mean, anyone educated. I think we should probably it's probably a good time to kind of cover that, like, yes, we do obviously acknowledge the animals dying crop farming. Obviously it happens. But there is a big moral difference between animals killed in crop farming and animals just that we grow and kill or find and kill. I mean, Danny, you gave a really good example of this in your video about the humans in a field. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah. I mean, the killing animals out of defense of crops is very different from like breeding animals, confining them and commodifying them and murdering them. Like there's that enough is a huge difference. Plus, there isn't much reason to think, at least in my view, that the amount of animals killed in crop farming is more or whatever than say like what happens in the wild. So I don't have a reason to believe that plant farming even makes the world a worse place with respect to death. I did a whole video on this week. If you guys want to check it out, I'm not going to get into the whole philosophy thing now because we're trying to keep this stream a little bit more light. But yeah, and also just to be clear, Garland made a video on me about crop deaths, and I responded to it, and he's yet to respond to that. So I don't. So Garland, if you're watching, I would like to hear a response.
Come on, Jimmy. You got to do it, Jimmy. And I mean, Jimmy's he's not going to respond to you. If you made good points, Danny, he's not going to respond to you because, as we'll get into later on, he's been deleting comments that completely debunked him. So this video's good. It's gonna be a thorough investigation into this James Dean Garland Farms. We're going to like thoroughly investigate what he's been saying. Garbage farms. Whether there's any truth to what he's been saying. As for example, right now, him saying that vegans are as responsible as everybody else for crop protection, and right. We can acknowledge when there's truth, and there's truth there. Yeah, sure. But the logical conclusion that he comes to off the back of that is where it starts to get. It starts to become complete bullshit.
Yeah,
right?
I think people just need to recognize that it's there is a huge moral difference. So I think we need to make sure people know that from the beginning. Because some amount of crop deaths are justified. If there were humans attacking our sole food source, we would be justified in stopping them. And if it required lethal force, and that was the only way we could do it, then we would have to do it. I mean, that comes under the philosophy of veganism, doing what's possible and practicable.
Humans that couldn't breathe in, like we couldn't. But what we need to also acknowledge is that the methods of farming that are currently used are not the systems that vegans particularly want. We're not, we don't want particularly monocropping or anything like that. We think that's bad as well. We want to move to more sustainable things, ones that lower the amount of deaths, lower the amount of pesticide use, lower the amount of crop protection, and that's something I think Garland actually fails to acknowledge. I'm also just confused. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay, go man. It's okay.
I'm just really confused at the whole like vegans refuse to acknowledge this when like he debates vegans all the time on crop deaths, and like just to engage with him on it and not say anything outside of they don't exist is to imply that you acknowledge they exist. Like I've seen him see vegans acknowledge they exist. Like I don't know why he makes this point that vegans refuse to acknowledge it. It's like, dude,
we got three people were acknowledging it right here.
There you go.
Right here.
Debunked. There you go. Immediately debunked. I guess you've kind of got two main options with like life on this planet, right? You can choose to you can choose to go down the vegan road, plant-based foods, and you're responsible for people who protect the fucking plants foods with pesticides, herbicides, shooting animals to protect those crops. Or you can choose to not be a vegan, and instead of paying those plant farmers for that diet, if you're a vegan, you can pay plant farmers for the non-vegan diet because it still includes plants, and you can pay a different type of plant farmer, the ones who grow plants for the animals, significantly more, it's significantly more plants to feed animals because there are more animals being bred, then kill the animals. So it's either you pay plant farmers alone who just are growing food for humans, of which there are like 8 billion of us, right? Or you pay plant farmers who are growing enough plants to feed 100 billion animals a year, and then you're killing those killing those animals that attack those plants and killing the animals that are bred into existence as well. So it's like, it's don't get me wrong, it's a lose-lose scenario. Neither is like yay. They're both negative, but you're going to choose the option that's not as bad. That's the takeaway, right?
Yeah, and I want to say he posted a study about nitrogen, about fertilizer and the methane emissions being 100 times worse than they were. We're gonna acknowledge all that a little later.
We're gonna get into all of this. As he makes the claims, we'll get into them. But we're off to. It's funny because I said we're off to a bad start in the beginning, and now we're still off to a bad start because it's like we're off to two bad starts for him. But all right, let's
continue.
No, everyone in the world eats those food items. Almost everyone in the world.
What happened? Everyone in the world eats those food items.
Oh, I've got this
everyone
study.
in the world eats plants. Yes.
I've got this study. There's a great line in the study that he's showing. Which says,
so wait, hold
you don't need to bring it up. It's one line.
Before we bring the line up, before we bring the lineup, I just want to know, like, what point is he trying to make here? Is he trying to prove that everybody in the world doesn't eat these?
No, I
these
think he's
things?
trying
Is
to
it-
make out that vegans are kind of driving the soy market, and we're driving.
Okay,
the soy
okay.
production
So
up.
go ahead then. So this is
Yeah.
this is a line from this study on the screen.
Yeah, it
is
basically says
Okay.
this crop is an inexpensive source of high protein, and therefore it's widely used as a crop to feed livestock. There we go. It literally says in that, like literally the second paragraph down.
in this article.
Yeah.
Is it an article or is it a study? It's an article. It's a press
actually,
release. It says
I think
right
it's actually
there.
market research analysis.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, but it
So wait, so
literally, it literally says in there, soybean is among the staple diets for livestock. Over the years, the demand for livestock has increased consistently. And
Also, I just want to say
soybean
that,
demand.
that David wasn't even in that video that he was responding to you on or whatever. You weren't. You said you were talking about all plant foods, and he just brought
Yeah,
up
of
like
course, yeah.
soybeans. I don't know why. Like he didn't. You know.
Yeah.
But
So
whatever.
wait, what is this? If this study is saying that, then why is it talking about vegans in the title then? If actually in this,
because it's market research. All it's saying is that soy is an increasing market because of vegans, and we're
Okay.
purchasing more soy products. But it's not saying that we're the driving factor for
Yeah.
soy production.
It's
just
just
saying
observing that there's an increase, not that like it's such an increase that we're the fundamental driver of the market.
got it. So
1% of the world is vegans. What are we expecting this 1% to be driving the whole soy market? Like, come on.
So basically, what he's done is he's read the title, and then he's gone, "Oh, this supports my narrative." Where then in like the second paragraph, it says, "No, actually, most soy is still for animal feed. It's just that there's a little bit more now because vegans are buying a bit more, like 1% of the population." And that 1% is actually like that's just a guess, really. It's probably less than that, to be fair, right? I mean, to say anyway. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's next.
People aren't just consuming animal products alone. There are some people that believe that it's all you should eat, and they are definitely in the minority of the population of the planet. Most of the planet eats a diet that includes both animal and plant-based products. So we're off to a pretty bad start if we're going to say vegans are responsible for every single vegetable and nut and seed grown on the earth. It's just not true.
It's not a straw man. That's what he said in the beginning of his video. Do I have to go back and get it? Should I go back and get it?
Sure.
I mean, you can do.
All right, let's have a look. So it was around here, right?
The annual number of animals.
Wait, where was it?
Truth be known, veganism is an absolute bloodbath and torture train. The annual number of animals slaughtered and maimed in the name of grains, nuts, seeds, roots, tubers, fruits, and vegetables is absurdly gargantuan.
So the problem is, what he's done is he's implying very, very like directly that the vegans are responsible for all of the crop deaths. I didn't strawman him. He opens up veganism is a bloodbath. The amount of grains, blood, killed animals, blah, blah, blah. He's already implied with that first sentence that he is referring to vegans. I didn't strawman him. That's what he did. Right?
He
Do you
probably
agree,
just
or
say-
am I missing this here?
He probably should have just said omnivorous diets are a bloodbath because what the plants that
Right.
he listed apply to both populations, not just vegans. He didn't like directly say it, but it is like kind of implied.
Exactly, which is why it's not a straw man. It's like you've clearly implied you're talking about vegans. If you weren't talking about vegans, it's for you to then say, now moving on, I want to talk about omnivorous. I want to talk about people who eat plants, not just vegans, right? So
We're gonna say
all right, anyway, but where were we? Maybe I will do that backwards and forwards thing again. That was annoying. Here we go.
let's continue and see what else this person has to say.
Farmers routinely.
I don't know why he
unleash
just
an
like
arsenal of deadly
zooms
weapons.
back into the title randomly. Like he's done it like three times.
It's
now.
weird. It's because his name isn't Garland Farms, so why would I refer to him as Garland? Yeah, let's see what Garland Farms. No, you're a man. It's weird.
I mean, it's on his own channel as well. Surely it goes without saying that it's by him.
Yeah. Right. Let's quickly respond to this. We're going to super chat quickly respond to this because it's like timely, I recently turned vegan. I've learned that most plants are grown using animal-based fertilizers, blood meal, bone ash. Can you guys discuss the ethics with regard to this problem and if there is a vegan solution?
So that's the whole kind of organic is carnist argument thing. I mean, it's a big thing to go into for
it's
for
just
this
super
stream. We
dense.
don't want to derail.
I would head over to Avi's channel and go to his join his Discord, and you can read the data on it. But essentially, it's a good idea to eat non-organic than organic when you can. It's That's kind of the
Yeah,
main.
but yeah, basically organic is more likely to use animal-based products than
Yeah.
conventional crop agriculture. So it's just an extra thing you can
Yeah.
try and avoid. Although there is an argument, obviously, that organic sometimes can use less pesticides and everything. So it's just weighing up which is the more ethical. It's a it's a bit of a grey area. But if you want to know more, go check out.
It's a grey area, and obviously it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you're basically asking, can we improve on the plant-based diet and veganism? The answer is yes, it can be improved. The solution is still not to go and start eating all animal products, because what those animals are also being fed grains and plant products, which are going to be grown with the same fertilizers, herbicides, and potentially even some of them the same animal-based fertilizers will be used as well. So it's you know what I mean? The solution is never to go, oh well, because the plant-based diet also causes harm, I'm going to go and cause 10 times as much harm. So yeah, but that's not to say it's not perfect, guys. Like this is why there are many vegans out there still bringing these things up, having these discussions. Unless you're an obnoxious piece of shit and you think everything you do is perfect and the sun shines out of your ass. And if that's the case, then please do us all a favor, stay the fuck off YouTube, because you'll create
vegan,
more people like Garland.
That's every vegan like 1 week into being vegan, I think.
Yeah, I just want to say to that person, like, please don't worry about stuff like that if you've just gone vegan. Like, this is kind of like the real, going into the depths of picking out every little thing when you get to the
grey areas.
But yeah, it's no one really knows. There's arguments for either side. Just do what you can for now, and as more evidence comes out, everyone will let you know, I'm sure. So,
and Abhishek, big thank you, mate. Thank you so much also for the super chat, for supporting the stream, and that goes for everybody else. If you are interested, guys, in sending us a comment or a question, we'll do our best. We'll get to it before the stream's over. If it's relevant to what we're talking about right now, we'll do it right away. If not, maybe a little bit later. But I will not miss any of them, guys. I'll respond to every single one of them. So get it in there if you want to talk. Otherwise, we're not going to engage in the chat too much. All right. Just to let you know, because we've got a lot to get through here. We're 2 minutes 53 in. We've been going for like 20 minutes. All right. So, so we need to move on. All right.
Upon squirrels, rabbits, raccoon, mice, rats, possum, groundhog.
You're not screen sharing, by the way.
Squirrels, moles,
Oh shit! My bad, guys. Sorry. Hold up. Could you hear it then?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's all right then.
Deer, birds, turtles, frogs, bees, aphids, crickets, grasshoppers, worms, caterpillars, grubs, ants, and many, many more.
So the reason he did that, you know why he did that. I guess I could explain it, or do you guys want to explain the reason he went through every single fucking animal and insect?
Well, because he just wants to make it sound as bad as possible. That's basically the gist of it. I mean, if we go through all the animals in animal agriculture and the animals to protect the animals in animal agriculture and all the stuff that's from the crops and everything, we'll be here forever.
Yeah. Basically, if you just
we could list all of that and then add pigs, chickens.
Exactly, exactly, Danny. Yeah, you take that list that he's just listed out and say, yes, you are 100% correct. Now add pigs, goats, chickens, ducks, cows, whatever they're at. Camels,
crocodiles.
Just basically, crocodiles, all the other animals used for fashion, food, entertainment that are also in the like tens of billions, and add that to your list. So they're the options you've got.
Not only do we use those animals in the list, like the ones that he named, but the amount is also going to be more that are killed because there's more land use for that.
Yeah,
it
could also we should also point out as well that we want to minimize these deaths.
Absolutely,
you don't. Garland Farms doesn't care about these animals. He's going, all these poor ants and everything. He kills them as well. He doesn't care. He guns cows in the head, and he's trying to make everyone be like, oh, what about the worms? He doesn't
fucking
even care
Jimmy.
about the cows.
Fucking Jimmy.
Like, we actually want to improve this.
It's just so typical Jimmy. But Jimmy, his name's James Dean Garland, for those of you just joining, if you're wondering. When I refer to Jimmy D, JD, this is Garland Farms. That's his name. I just feel weird calling him Garland Farms, and it's also a mouthful. So, all right.
Who compete for the nuts, seeds, fruits, leaves, and tubers so sought after by the human herbivore population.
No, no, it's only sought after by the human herbivore population. They're sought after by the population.
Yep. Why is he going for soy again? Why is his obsession with soy?
I know. The thing is, he always points out like, oh, vegetarians and vegans eat soy, but so do loads of other like cultures around the world. Soy's like a staple.
Oh yeah, true that, man.
In
True
like
that.
some other countries.
Soy's way more eaten in Asia, for example. They don't eat cheese much at all. They use soy instead. They use tofu. So yeah, it's a really good point actually. Why is he not attacking China or Japan?
Soy is also in a lot of non-vegan products as well, like certain like cracker products and stuff, and you know, so it's not the case that 1% of the population is the fundamental driver in soy production.
Hench Overvall made a great point. Cows eat more soy than anybody, and that's 100% true. We've already been through the soy thing's already been completely debunked. It's so interesting and it's intriguing. I'd love to. Maybe if you're in Garland, if you're in the chat, man, I can send you a link. You can come join. You can explain to us your obsession with soy and where it comes from, because it's been so completely thoroughly debunked so many times that I mean, I understand people who don't research this would say silly things, and that's fine. Like, we're here to I have these conversations with people. I don't make fun of them. We just talk it through. But you have actually researched it, so you know you're talking shit. You know you're being a top class grade A fucking melon, but you still continue. So it's really interesting. I'd love to get him in. I'm really intrigued as to where he's, where his head's at. So
well, he always says that he always says the soy market is predominantly driven by the demand for oil. But the issue with that is that there's a paper titled "Livestock on Our Plates or Eating at Our Table: A New Analysis of Feed/Food Debate," and about 85% of the world's soybeans are processed annually into soybean cake and oil, and 97% of that 85% is further produced into animal feed. So soybean cakes can therefore be considered a fundamental driver of soybean production. So even if
and we're not eating soybean cakes, no one is.
Right, and even if you said all soy beans grown ever, all the oil is used for human consumption. Well, the fat content of every soybean is only 40% of a soybean's macronutrient profile. So that would leave the remaining 60%, which is the protein and the carbs, to be going toward animals, and that's the majority of the soybeans. So even if we assume that all of it was going towards humans, all the oil, all the fat content, that leaves the remaining 60% to still go toward livestock. So it's still the majority.
Maybe we should break down. So basically, with a soybean, 80% of a soybean is used for meal. 20% is oil. The 80% meal, 97% of that goes to animal feed, and only 3% goes to humans. The 20%, I think 68% of that goes to food. 29% is for biodiesel, and then 7% is for industrial use. The 20% and the 3% combined is still smaller than the 97%, which indicates that the soy's main driver is for animal feed, not for human use, because we're actually using less by a huge margin. So anyone trying to deny that soy is not, animal agriculture is not driving soy is just denying the facts.
Chris, listen, I'm sorry, bro, but what you've just said, unfortunately, it's too complicated. It's much better just to read the title of a study and assume that all vegetarian and as if vegetarianism has anything to do with us. But anyway, vegetarian and vegan diets, this is causing the soy to increase, to the amount being grown, the animals to be killed. That's what the title of this study teaches you, Chris. You can't go into facts like that. It's just stop, bro.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Although I will bring up one other thing, because someone keeps saying about in the chat about the animals are only eating these kind of waste products from the food that we eat. Can someone please provide solid evidence that the food grown for 6 billion the waste from that is able to feed 60 billion, not including the farmed fish as well, which also get fed soy? I'd really like to see that, because everyone seems to be like, oh, it's just waste products. It is not. A lot of it is grown specifically for livestock. I think the majority of the Amazon deforestation is for cattle and the feed to feed the cattle. I don't know how much. I mean, I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I don't know how much of the soybeans from the Amazon goes into the. They've got this from.
Where they've getting this number from is because they've heard that the 14% of crops that are fed to animals, 14% of them are only 14% is human edible, right? So by logic, the logic coming from that is saying, well, okay, the rest of it then, it must be human, it must be waste, because we can't eat it. So I think this is kind of like, it's confusing two different like stupid facts. So like, where they must say, oh, if only 14% of it is edible by us, then surely it's a waste product. And it's like, no, they're growing it to feed animals. And it happens to be that 14% of it is human edible. And that number seems fucking tiny. 14% seems tiny, but it's not tiny when you consider they're feeding like 60 to 100 billion animals a year. 14% of the food to feed 60 to 100 billion animals would feed a fuckload of starving humans. 10% would, 5% would, 1% would, 0.5% of that food would feed a lot of humans. Like we're talking, but it's 14%, you know? So they undermine that number, thinking like, oh, that must be, it's all waste.
Also, the not edible part that's being fed to livestock is derived from a human edible food, which is soybeans. Right. So like it's being turned, so there's also that to take into account. But
there's another good study we've got here as well, if we want to get some other bits up.
I can pull a study up.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can find the exact bits, but I can link it to you. Bear me 2 seconds. This is the Joseph Poor Oxford study.
Are we just going to look at the title and assume everything in it is like on our side?
People can go and have a look themselves, basically. But basically,
that's the Garland Farms technique, right? We have to do it that way.
Yeah.
Where did you send that? Did you send it
in the oh yeah, sorry, I put it in the Insta chat now. In here, let me put it in.
Yeah, shove it in here, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh shit! So, someone might have just walked in on that chat at the wrong time. Shove it in, man. There we go.
Yeah, just did.
All right, got it.
Yeah, so basically the study looked at almost 40,000 farms in 119 countries and shows that meat and dairy use 83% of farmland and produces 60% of all agriculture greenhouse gas emissions, yet only provides 18% of calories and 30% of the proteins, which is really interesting. Research showed that without meat and dairy consumption, global farm use could be reduced by more than 75% and still feed the world. And obviously, bearing in mind this is what we were talking about as well, about the animals being killed. If we're using 75% less, that's 75, a huge chunk of animals also not being killed as well. So, how are they meant to do that with the system that they're proposing? Which is Garland actually carnivore, or is he?
I don't know, man. I only ever watched one of his videos, and then I was like, "Fuck, I'm done with this guy." To be honest, because I think that vegan kill cult video was enough to like. And this is another point. I mean, like, just on a completely separate topic. Like, James, if you're watching, Jimbo, I was done with you in 2019, bro. I moved on. Like, this is like a bad breakup, and you can't get over it, dude. I was so done after that video. I finished with it. I moved the fuck on. I'm getting married soon, bro. Like, I have moved on. Okay. You need to move on, man. I hope this stream gives you closure and you can move past this obsession that you've got. I know you're also cheating on me with Joey and Ed and Danny, but like, I hope like, dude, find some closure. Also, on one more topic before we go on, just a little roast session here. As a farmer, are you not supposed to be so fucking busy that you have no time to do any? We're always being told that farmers are worked to the bone. It's the hardest job in the world. You have to do all this and that and this and that. You have no time to use. You've got time to make these fucking videos, man. Jesus, bro. I mean, and family and all. I don't want to get too personal here, but like, I mean, the farm, the family, bro. I mean.
You pointed out my earrings too. He likes my earrings.
Pointed out your earrings. Why do they always go for your appearance, bro?
I don't know,
they always go after your fade. Can we see the fade, by the way?
I don't have my fade right now. It's
fuck.
I'm going to the bar this week though.
Man.
So
yeah, that's later. A shame. They go for you. They always go after your appearance because you're like metrosexual, right?
Right.
You're like
exactly.
You look after yourself a bit. Like me and Chris are just fucking bums basically compared to you, bro. All right, let's
real quick, Chris, that paper you just cited, was that the one reducing food's environmental impacts through producers and consumers?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna cite that later.
All right.
Talking about like insect deaths, but I just wanted to make sure
there's plenty of good stuff in that study.
So this well, it's here. It's for anyone that wants to follow along. Like some kind of like, I don't know, kids TV show. Follow along at home, guys. It's reducing food's environmental impacts through producers and consumers. Doesn't really quite have the kiddie vibe that you would have of you remember those morning shows, right? You know what I'm talking about, where they'd like, I don't know, you'd get something on a cereal box and you'd follow along with the TV. No, you ever had that?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you guys
that
seem
was
really
a long
fucking
time ago,
confused. Yeah, yeah. Chris, we're like the same. How old are you, Chris?
I guess I'm like 40 now.
Oh, I thought you were like, okay, I thought you were like close to the same. I'm 32, so I thought we were more or less the same.
Yeah,
But
I'm
you
the
so
big,
you know
I'm the big
exactly.
40. It's my
You know
birthday this
exactly-
month. I'm gonna be 41 this month.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
nice.
Damn.
Danny's like a little baby in the chat at the
24.
moment. 24.
Damn.
Yeah.
I was going to say too, Chris, that paper also, I don't know if you mentioned this, but it's the largest meta-analysis of food system today.
Yeah, done
food systems today. So
this is a lot the largest meta-analysis in the food system today. That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks
Yeah.
for enlightening me, guys. I did not know about that. Seems
Yeah.
like it's a good
A
one
lot
to
of
go
weight.
through. We'll get into it then in detail as we go.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's gonna. Well, I'm sure I know there's more coming. Even though I
We're
haven't
only
seen
about
this
5
video.
minutes in now, aren't we? How long are we in now?
We are 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
It's fine.
in,
Obviously,
guys.
there's a lot of filler. I can tell you that. There's
Yeah,
a lot
there
of
is, there
stuff
is.
you can
It's
skip.
filler, like what? Just him chatting shit, or
Just him
okay.
showing videos of things. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, we can. Okay, we'll see how we go. I could speed it up because he speaks like a fucking. I don't know,
I
like.
don't know. I find it relaxing. It's kind of like ASMR. Probably that's
Yeah,
like,
I forgot
Southern
to
accent
mention.
ASMR.
yeah,
I
I get
forgot to-
tingles.
I forgot to mention to the people watching, like Chris subs to this guy for entertainment. Like, he's a fan. You're a fan, right? Of Jimmy
Well, I
D.
don't think I mean, I guess so. I mean, I've commented on his videos so many times that he either kind of just ignores me or deletes comments or just doesn't have a good argument. So
Right.
Oh, and we'll
right,
get
right.
into that. His recent deletion of one of your comments.
Yeah, he's
later.
removed
We're
some.
going
He's removed some evidence of him getting absolutely fucking bent over and spanked by Chris and Danny. We'll get into that later. We'll definitely touch on that. All right, cool. I've sped it up to 1.25 to make him like more of like a normal human,
Cool.
as in the pace of his voice. We'll see if we have to go to 1.5 as we go.
this is a continuing thing.
Especially vegans who are like 1% of the population are high soy consumers. Therefore, they drive the entire soy market. Like, that's like what-
and it's like it's not saying we have proven without shadow of a doubt that vegans are high soy. It's vegans typically. What it's saying is like it happens to be or it can be more often that vegans are high soy consumers. That's what it means by like typically. It means that you consume maybe a bit more soy than the non-vegan next to you.
We
It
should
doesn't
point
mean,
out.
like,
We should point out there's some vegans that don't eat any soy.
it's true. They're soy-free vegans.
It's not a necessary thing. You don't have to.
Yeah,
have
and if like 90% of people were vegans, then there would be some reason to quote this because you can
right.
infer from that okay, vegans are our fundamental driver of soy, but we're a small population, so just because we eat a lot of soy doesn't mean we drive the market. But
Abhishek just made a great comment. Cows are vegan, so he's technically right. He's like, shit,
go.
that's a really good point, actually.
True, true.
Fuck. We're debunked. Like we're totally wrong.
it's genius.
All right, let's keep going.
So although this person is correct in that a lot of these animals, unfortunately, do die due to the agriculture system of a plant-based agricultural systems, it's true that this happens. I mean, you can't argue with that. It's not only for vegans.
All right, New York City, here's the deal. The voluntary phase is over.
And one thing we do have to consider.
What was that? Sorry.
I don't know. I don't. get why,
I think he always talks about a vegan mandate coming or something. So I think he just played this small clip of somebody talking about a vegan mandate. I'm not really
So
sure.
wait, so he thinks, oh my god. So wait, so he thinks there's a vegan. Oh, he's a New World Order fucking.
Oh yeah, he always
yeah.
says the vegan
Goon.
faith, doesn't he? It's the
Oh,
vegan
so
faith.
he's one of these guys.
Oh, sorry.
I
I
bet.
should remember that. Is the vegan faith?
The vegan.
Vegan,
So let me get it straight. So I reckon I got this guy's profile down now to a T. So he's a creationist Christian for sure. That's not even a doubt, not a shadow of a doubt. Creationist Christian. He believes that homophobia is a sin. Sorry, homosexuality is a sin, and all that stuff. Like he's probably exactly that. And he thinks this whole vegan thing is part of a new world order along with the LGBT, and he puts it all in the same bracket as these things are coming to destroy his Christian ideals and destroy the world and destabilize to rebuild some new socialist utopia or something like that. I reckon that's where he's coming from, and that's why he fucking hates us so much. I reckon if we get him on a stream and push him on his views on all these other topics, I reckon this is what we're gonna get. I honestly, I reckon that's his profile. Honestly, yeah.
Agreed.
Speculation, but like I don't see. I reckon that's what it is.
I think he is Christian. I'm pretty sure I've heard it in a video or something.
Jimmy, you just got called out, bro. You just got called out. If that is you, you've got to like type in. You're gonna leave a comment being like, "Shit, David, that is legit." Otherwise, come on the stream right now and tell us how we're wrong. But if you come on the stream, I am gonna 100% ask you these questions about your other beliefs just to prove that I'm right, because I know I'm right. I know I'm right on that. All right.
At this point is that the majority of plant food grown on Earth is grown to feed animals in the animal agriculture industries.
There we go. There's the
Yeah.
number. Whoop, 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 whoop.
That doesn't
You
mean
saw that
anything.
come in. Yeah.
Also,
It
I don't know
doesn't change
why.
my-
I don't
Yeah,
know
go
why
ahead.
he showed this in response to you just saying that that the majority of plant foods on Earth are grown to feed animals. Like posting this statistic, like it doesn't negate what you said. It's still the case that even if it was the case that 80% was not edible, you're still right in saying that most of it is grown for animals.
Exactly. It's not actually a rebuttal of what I said. I said
Like how does that negate that most plant food is grown for livestock? That's my
it doesn't.
my question.
It's exactly the same. The point absolutely still stands, and he couldn't debunk that point that like most crops are grown for livestock. He couldn't debunk that because it's 100% true. So then he's tried to do damage control by saying, well, only 14% of it is suitable for human consumption anyway, so it doesn't matter. And it's like, yeah, but one, that's because of the specific crops that are being grown. So just change what you're growing. And two, even if in this stupid, ridiculous, illogical world, imagine we have no more animal products, and for some reason they continue to grow the same crops, even though they're not feeding them to animals anymore, and only 14% of those crops are suitable for humans, that would still solve world hunger. If you're growing enough crops to feed like up to 100 billion animals per year, and you only take 14% of that food, you're probably still going to solve world hunger. You're probably still going to feed most of the world, even with 14%, even if it's inefficient.
And also, it's important to acknowledge that the reason you said what you said about the majority of plants grown being fed to livestock is because of its contention with crop deaths. And you were just pointing out that, therefore, the majority of crop deaths are actually derived from what we feed animals. It doesn't matter if what we feed animals isn't edible to humans. It's just irrelevant to your initial point. So I don't know why he thought this was reasonable to post, but
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but dude, like, why does he find anything on his channel reasonable to post? I mean,
I'm not really sure.
By
the way,
the sensible
he's going to
person
show
here.
this screenshot multiple times throughout. You haven't seen this yet, David, but he's
No,
going
no,
to
no.
show this.
Oh yeah,
screenshot
it repeats a lot.
like 7
Oh,
times.
does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna 1.5 it.
Not humans. There are around 8 billion humans, but there are over 60 billion land animals that are bred and raised every year to be killed for food.
But would a vegan world actually kill more animals than are being killed today in animal agriculture? Well, let's consider that there's an average of 400 million insects per acre of land. Keep in mind that the vegan faith considers these insects to be sentient and highly intelligent. And according to this vegan literature, it would take 179.1 million acres to feed.
Yeah,
Okay,
Danny's got all the stats for this.
Okay.
He's been waiting for this moment.
Yeah, I've been on okay. So here, listen. We need to go over Garland Farm's reading comprehension skills. Okay, so he just determined that 400 million insects exist per acre of land, and now what he's going to try to do is use this article. Yeah, pull it up, please, David, if you can.
Yeah, sure. Yep, sure.
That tries to go over the amount of it's called the amount of land needed for a full vegan diet, and it says 179.1 million acres, and he takes this as if like, okay, that would be a vegan United States, but if you continue reading in the article, it says 179.1 million acres, and this would essentially feed the same population, though with substantial changes in diet, little or no meat / poultry, less dairy, not no dairy or not no meat or no poultry, but little or no meat and less dairy. So this isn't a vegan model. This is not representative of a vegan US. So all he did here was read the title and then read 179.1 million, and I guess just didn't read the fine print like directly after the number, and then determine that. And what he's going to do here now is try to take this 179.1 million acres of a quote vegan United States, which again is not a vegan United States, and multiply it by 400 million because of the insects, and try to determine how many insects are killed from a hypothetical vegan US. Okay, and this is a problem because he's not even using a real model for a vegan US. But we'll keep going. Oh, actually, hold on. Do we want to go into his inability to read further?
Sure, but I think if we're going to get into it more, we need to show people like exactly what we're talking about, right? So with this you're saying this article is not even talking about people who are vegan, right? That's the point you're making right now.
Yeah, it's not the 179.1 million acres is for
Right.
a United States where there's less dairy consumption and little or no meat consumption. So it's not a vegan United States.
So let's just this is what we need to pull up basically. So like let me pull this up to show people so we can go step by step, because it's no use just like we can rattle off all the quotes and stuff that we know or that more specifically you guys know, because I'm just responding to this for the first time, but it's much better if we can show it. Okay, so I've just got it here. So this is the thing he's quoting: amount of land needed for full vegan diet. It's just an article. It's not even like a do you know what I mean? It's just whatever. We'll take it at face value.
Yeah, just pretend like it's a fully substantiated amount of numbers.
So we talk about 179.1 million acres, right? Which is it's for a vegan diet versus a non-vegan diet. But down here,
it's up. It's literally right after.
Yeah.
Right after.
So it's saying the 335 million acres of cropland is reduced to 179.1 million acres, will essentially feed the same population, though with substantial changes in diet, little or no meat or poultry, less dairy, much less refined sugar, no cottonseed oil. So it's saying, like your point you're making now is that it's a reduction of meat and dairy, but it's not saying, it's not actually a vegan number. 179.1 million acres is not actually a vegan number.
Because a U.S. that still grows dairy, still has dairy and then less meat or whatever that's not a vegan U.S. You know, dairy is not vegan. So if you go back to his video, you'll see that he calls it like a vegan United States when it's not. So he just didn't read like the second paragraph of this, which is
right.
You know,
and a vegan United States would be even less. Well, probably significantly. If you take out the animal products, it's going to go down like even more, right, than that number.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into I have more of like global numbers, like a vegan world, which is more important, but we'll get into that later. So I wanted to go over a little like the debate thing we had in his comment sections,
right,
concerning B12. So if you can pull up that one, David.
Pull it up. I feel like I'm hosting you guys.
Right. Jamie, please pull that up. I should put on my Joe Rogan wig right now.
Yeah. Wig, his skull cap. It's so weird to say. You wouldn't associate that with wig. All right, where are we going? So, okay, is this the one here? Is this the one you want?
No. That's go.
That's
to
my comment. That's one I did first. Isn't it?
Oh yeah. All right. 1 minute. Hold up. What the fuck is yours?
I mean, yeah, it was that's the right order. It was my comment and then your friend's comment straight afterwards.
Okay. I guess you don't have the other ones, but it's okay. I can totally like read out what happened. If you guys want to verify any of this, just go to Garland's community post.
Well, I mean, no, I can still get it, man. Like, where is it? Just fucking send me it in the private chat, man.
Let me see.
Yeah. Send it on the Instagram, and I'll just download it and just put it straight up on the screen.
Okay. I guess I need a link to his post.
While we're waiting, can I just hammer in the point where we're talking about the amount of animals killed in crop farming and the amount of insects? According to the Joseph Poor study, once again, we could reduce farmland use by 75%, meaning that the amount of animals killed would be drastically lower anyway. And like we said at the very beginning, some crop deaths are justified if they're actually, if we need to protect a food source for our own survival. But vegans want to actively look to reduce this, reducing the pesticides, reducing different types of crop protection measures instead of shooting them. Ultimately there is no argument to be had there as far as numbers. A vegan world would equal lower numbers, and I can't see how they're going to get around that. Yeah.
I honestly hope, like, of the people who are watching this, that there are people who are actually listening to this and realizing that this guy, although he sounds very, very confident and speaks with a low, really slow voice and makes you believe that he knows what he's talking about because he's probably right up to the microphone like this as well. And it's just like it's just a complete show, because what he's actually saying is complete bullshit and easily debunked. And although that the three of us, are not sitting here trying to do it the same way, well, what you'll find here is that this is completely wrong. Like, we're not doing that. But I hope you'll still listen to the facts just as much as you listen to that fucking numpty. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just wanted to respond to someone. Someone's read, even the vegans on the screen support crop protection. I mean, if you had a food source and it was your only way to survive, and someone came to try and destroy all your crops, would you not try and defend your crops? Would you not protect your crops? Crop protection is a necessary. You know, some things are necessary. If you think that vegans just think that we can never harm any animals ever, you're living in a dream world. We know this. It's not about that. Building a house is going to, you know, kill animals. Walking down the road might kill bugs. We're fully aware of this. It's not a perfectionist philosophy. It's about doing the best we can. And some amount of deaths and stuff will happen, but we just want to make sure that if they do, they're justified, and we've done everything in our power to make sure that they don't happen first.
And it's not about,
people don't get that.
Yeah, the logical conclusion of if you're literally trying to live without causing anyone any harm ever, there's only one conclusion to that, and I'm not going to say it because YouTube will get upset. But yeah, you need to remove yourself from the planet, which I do not recommend, because I'm not a misanthrope. I don't want people to go around removing themselves, and I don't want to remove anyone from the planet. But that is the only way you can live without causing absolutely anyone any harm. And I don't stand by that. I don't think people should do that. You just do the best you fucking can, and JD Garland is not doing that. So,
actually, Danny, as we're just before we get into this, because we're on that topic of animals, someone's just said about where is it? They literally, I just literally lost their comment. He said fewer animals are killed by eating beef, though. So we wanted to combat that, didn't we, about the grass-fed beef, if everyone moved to that.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, dude, I would recommend, like, so for the sake of this, I would recommend practically ignoring the comments unless something is relevant right now.
Oh no, I think it's relevant because we're talking about the amount of animals killed between diet comparisons.
We're kind of not, because Danny's waiting to do his B12 bit.
I mean, we can come
on to it. I mean, it gets brought up a billion times.
At the end, we can talk about that stuff. I mean, also, like I said, that video I made this week, I addressed the whole like 1 cow per year versus vegan diet. But I sent you the pictures, by the way.
I've got it, man. It's here. It's on the screen now. It's a bit blurry, guys, but whatever, you can read it, I guess. Hopefully.
So basically, what happened was Garland made some claims about how there's no plant sources of methylcobalamin, which is the bioactive source of B12, or like the more readily available one in your body, and that cyanocobalamin, which is the kind of B12 that people take normally, like vegans, is not bioactive, and it contains cyanide, and therefore it's harmful. So
let's just wait. Step back a second, because like, why are we even talking about B12? So because B12 is not, it's very difficult to get actually just through food, as in any kind of natural way for like most people. Animals are fed B12 supplements as well, so it's not like you're eating meat for B12. So it's recommended not just for vegans, but for actually quite a lot of people worldwide to take a B12 supplement. And what what Danny's saying here is that these two chemicals are the most common forms of B12s in B12 supplements. And Garland's arguing that, well, one of them has cyanide, which we all know is a poison. So just to layman's that up a little bit, so we're all on the same page.
Yeah, go David, ahead, feel free to layman anything I say, because I'm not too good at like.
It's all right, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so. Yeah, so I agree, guys, that there is no plant sources of methylcobalamin, but I mentioned there are vegan sources out there. And when I say vegan, I mean like ethically vegan. So it's made in a lab, no use of animals, whatever. And I proved that to him. And I also showed him health outcome data supporting cyanocobalamin use, restoring B12 levels in elderly people and even vegans as well. And showed him that the cyanide content in cyanocobalamin supplements is not anywhere near an amount that would be considered dangerous. All of that is right there on the screen, all the data. He essentially ignored everything that I said. You can go to the next screenshot, David.
I'm gonna have to like 1 minute. Okay, yeah. Is this the one? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it's there was a third one.
Really?
Let me see.
That's the one?
That's
the same one. There's only these. I've only got these two here.
Oh, okay. Well, don't worry about it. So I'll tell you what happened. You can verify this yourself if you want.
Okay.
But essentially, he ignored everything I said about cyanocobalamin, like the data and the cyanide stuff, and just asked me to prove how vegan methylcobalamin is manufactured. I did, and then he responded with an article that claim that ammonia fertilizer, which is what's used to grow a lot of plant food, is 3 times that the methane emissions from growing ammonia fertilizer is 3 times more than all other industries combined. Okay, I think that's in the next screenshot, David.
Right.
The one
so this one you're talking about here?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And Chris, we can go into what you said too for sure. So essentially, though, what happened is he misread the article completely. It didn't say that the fertilizer used for plant foods or whatever, or ammonia fertilizer, is responsible for 3 times more methane emissions than all industries combined. It said it was 3 times higher than all industrial production of ammonia, which is a very different claim. And in his own source, it even says that relative to other major sectors of methane emissions in the US, such as enteric fermentation and landfills, methane emissions from the ammonia fertilizer industry are quite low. So just to be clear, Garland cites an article going over a paper and says that this paper shows that methane emissions from the production of ammonia fertilizer is 3 times more than all industries combined, when the paper itself literally says that methane emissions from ammonia fertilizer are quite low when compared to major sectors of methane emissions. So he either didn't read the study, misread the study, and what is interesting about all of this is that one of my subscribers is the one who pointed out this misread, and Garland deleted the comment.
Right.
The initial comment didn't have any profanity in it. I think you have it, David.
I have the yeah. So this is the comment he deleted. Now on the screen, right? This is the one.
Yes.
Okay, so to be clear, so wait, again, I want to layman's this up a little bit. So to be clear, he was trying to he's trying to pull out the bag that, oh, well, your B12 supplements are destroying the planet with methane. That's what he was trying to say, right? Basically,
in some sense,
more or less. You showed him that in his own study that he put forward to prove that the study actually says no, it isn't. The study actually says no, it's actually not the case. This comment that somebody has made, one of your followers has made, to show that it's bullshit, and very clearly explained to him that his own study that he showed is bullshit. He deleted that comment because it showed that he was bullshit.
He has left mine up though. I just went and checked.
Oh, it's still there?
So my one basically saying exactly the same thing is still there. But yeah, your friend's is definitely not. And I know that he was.
To be fair, it could have been like YouTube removing it for some reason. But it's most likely like it was online. YouTube doesn't normally take them down if they're posted and if public, right?
Oh, it was there. It was there for a while too. Like normally comments that get deleted, they get deleted like a couple minutes after if there's like some issue with the YouTube bot. But either way, even if he didn't delete the comment, which I believe he did, he literally cited a study that directly contradicted what he interpreted from the study. Okay. So this is the people that you guys are following, all the anti-vegan garbage farm fans in the chat. You're following somebody who might have deleted an exposing of himself misreading a paper, and just somebody who misreads papers. And I guess Chris, you should go over what you said too, because it kind of it just doubles down on
I basically just said the same thing. I just said that, how does your equate to your claims that crop-based manure emits 100 times more methane? Or is that what I wrote? Yeah, I basically just said that. Yeah, it says the methane emissions are low in the study, which actually is a good thing, I guess, to kind of give people who are vegan as a bit of a tip. If someone issues a study to you with a claim, always double check it. Always go into that study and go, which part did they do that, and read past that, because the amount of times this happens, it's just people just don't. They just find the line that kind of makes sense to them and then don't bother reading the rest of the study and then issue it as evidence. And this seems to happen a lot. So it's a good thing to get into the habit of doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, again, there are people here who are clearly diehard fans of Garbage Farm and Big JD. And it's easy to see why, though, right? Honestly, guys, it's easy to see why, because he's charismatic. As I said, he's like, he positions it as if he's speaking for the little people, these hardworking farmers who just trying to get by, and us city slicker vegans are all coming in with our city attitudes and we're just shitting all over. It's just not true. It's not us versus them. Like, I've never met a vegan who will shit on a plant farmer, and plant farmers are not city people. They are rural people. There is nothing but respect from vegans for the people growing our plants, right? Growing our food. Growing being the key fucking word, not you know, forcibly impregnating, raising animals and slitting their throats. There's no respect for that, but there is absolutely respect for the ones who are growing the food that we need to survive, right? And so it's not like it's not the city people versus the poor farmers. It's this fucking moron with a complete agenda against vegans, because it most likely goes against his religious and cultural beliefs and his traditions. That's what's going on here. I would not have made any video about this guy as a farmer directly unless he had made, if he hadn't have made that stupid video that I reacted to in the beginning. So yeah, if you are a big fan of this guy, keep that in mind, that I understand how you've been swayed by him, but he's just taking advantage and manipulating you. You might find this to be a boring stream if you're a fan of his, because it's not entertaining and we're not doing anything dramatic and like, oh, this, you know, like he does, these vegans are responsible for all these deaths. Gets you all frothy at the mouth, doesn't it? Maybe frothy in other places too, depending on what you're into, you fucking perverts. But we're not going to quite go down that road. So maybe, you know, if you don't want your basically your farmer god to be debunked thoroughly, and that's not interesting to you, then well, that's sad. I mean, but you can keep following him if you want to be ignorant, but just know that you're following a fucking moron who's taking advantage of you. All right.
And to what Chris said, by the way, about like why it's important to read the studies people send you, like, yeah, it's super important, even for vegans too. Like, if I cite a paper in one of my videos, you should read it if you have time.
Definitely.
There's some people that just don't even read the papers they cite, or they misinterpret things. And
absolutely,
in the eyes of Garland's fans, like, they're just seeing him cite a paper that confirms their biases, and then they just like, oh, look, data.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely, yeah.
And vegans will do this too, though. Like, people that aren't willing to read studies will do this. So just understand that it's important to delve into what your interlocutor is citing, or the person you're debating is citing, and verify what they're saying is true. And in this case, Garland was completely, not only was he wrong, what he interpreted was in direct conflict with what they concluded in the study. So
absolutely. And this is what's been pointed out here in this comment. So, you know, for those of you who are, I don't know, not paying attention, just pay attention to this one little point. Garland Farms used a study that went against his point to prove a point. Just understand the level of idiocy you have to not read a study, to use that study to support your point, and the study literally says something that goes completely against your point and pulls out the bottom from it. You got to be a special kind of stupid for that.
And when I pointed this out, by the way, he's yet to respond to it. He didn't respond to the guy that made the comment. And anyone who's intellectually honest will say like, oh, whoopsies, like I misread that, like whatever. He just hasn't responded, and I know he's read it because he's responding to additional comments after the fact on the same thread. So
he's jumping between different excuses all the way down the comment threads. When he can't debunk something, he'll just post, you know, oh, vegans are depressed because lack of B12. I think one of the later ones.
Right. Where the fuck did that come from, dude?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, you know, I also don't want to come off like I hate this guy or something. Like, I'm calling him like moron, dumbass, whatever, stupid, melon, just because he's acting. I don't know if he's a stupid person, but he surely looks like it from what he's saying and doing online. So when I say like stupid or whatever, I'm saying that based on what he's doing and saying, not necessarily that because I hate the guy and I want him to like, you know, feel depressed or whatever. But I do think there's definitely, I mean, there must be some projection going on with all of this. There's something has happened to him in his life, that he's had interaction with a vegan that went wrong, and it's just got to him so much. It's hurt his feelings so much that he's launched this, because otherwise, why would they do it? Like these career anti-vegans, like, what drives them? Because they claim it's for like the betterment of humanity and veganism's killing everyone or whatever, but they know that's not true. They're not truly convinced that that's the case. They can't be. I can't believe that's what it is. So it must be just some, you know, deep emotional scarring that they are just trying to fix by coming out and saying
he said in that same comment thread that he almost lost his college scholarship due to the vegan diet. So I don't know if
okay.
I don't know if like, that's what it is. But yeah, who knows?
Oh my god. Brilliant. So it's really personal then. I mean, he
yeah.
almost didn't go to college because he was eating, too many bananas, I guess.
Well, are you saying Garland was eating vegan?
He implied it, yeah.
Most of them were, weren't they? Most of them were, right? Most of the wasn't Sverige plant-based before?
No, it's when you actually look into it, they really weren't, were they?
Yeah. Okay, maybe they're just saying it right. Yeah, true.
And again, it must be brought up that even if they were eating a vegan diet, that doesn't necessarily mean they were vegan, and there isn't one set diet to be a vegan. They could have just been eating Oreos for all we know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to get into college, studying all, maybe, yeah.
If you eat shit, you're going to get ill. If you eat just processed vegan foods, I mean, we're not claiming they're health foods.
Yeah.
If you eat crap, you're going to feel like crap. So,
hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of his followers and you're in the chat right now and you're like, oh, Garland's my fucking god, he's my Jesus, he's my earthling head, he's like anti-vegan earthling head. Then dude, like, get him on. Like, he can come over. We'll put him in the chat, like, and we'll go one by one as well. It won't be a gang up. Like, we'll agree, like, okay, one person at a time. Let's take it nice and easy. We'll be respectful. We're all humans here, right? We're slating him, and we'll slate him to his face as well if it comes to it. But we'll still be respectful, like. So go and message him, go and tag him, whatever, and tell him we're here and he can come. We're not afraid to have him in here. And as I said, 2 of us can shut up, so don't worry about it. Yeah, okay. That's 4 minutes 57 in.
Oh god.
All right.
Feed every single person in the United States a vegan or crop-based diet, which is an odd prediction, given that the Department of Agricultural and Consumer Economics at the University of Illinois has recently and thoroughly illustrated that for the United States, principal crop acreage is already over 300 million acres and rising.
We've debunked all this bit already.
Right.
Yeah,
but for the sake of argument, let's use the vegans' unsupported prediction of 179.1 million acres required to feed the entire United States a vegan or crop-based diet.
Not true. It's literally right there. Little to no meat or poultry and less dairy.
I had no idea that dairy was a crop.
How did he miss that? How did he actually miss that? It's right there. Did he debunk it? His own video debunks what he's saying as he's saying it. How do you do that? Meat brain. To be clear, if anyone's missing how the debunk is here, he's saying that this article is showing how to feed America with a vegan diet, right? But it literally says on the same page, on the same link, right here on his own fucking video, little or no meat, less dairy. So it's not a vegan diet, and it's on his video. It's not like, how could you miss that whilst editing? How could you actually overlook that? All right, I'm shocked.
Compare a portion of the intentional animal deaths associated with that with the number of animals killed in animal agriculture today. So this vegan resource claims that currently more than 55 billion land and sea animals die annually to support the U.S. meat supply. So 55 billion. We're not going to count the animals that are shot and killed for threatening the vegan or crop-based menu today.
No, why won't you include the animals killed to defend the crops for those billions of animals that are in animal agriculture, though, right? Because that would be, we need to, the numbers need to be counted up equally, right? So you've got all the animals killed for animal agriculture plus the crops, or you've just got the crops. You know what I mean? The crops for animal ag as well is way more than the crops for a plant-based diet, right? That's why he's not going through those numbers.
He takes the 55 billion, and he's going to compare it to, he's going to take 179.1 million acres, which is the quote vegan.
That's the incorrect quote. Yeah,
and multiply it by 400 million insects, and then compare it's going to come out to 72 quadrillion insects, and he's going to compare that to 55 billion animals killed for meat, and not take into account the insects killed for the crops.
Spoiling the video
and the crop protection.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
sorry,
let's let him say it, and let's debunk
Instead,
it.
with the vegan faith's position on honey in mind, we're only going to count the killing of insects occurring from the intentional application of poisonous pesticides intended to protect the vegan or crop-based menu. If we multiply
why is he how he's done what he's done in the original video, where he's specifically saying that these crop protection methods are only done for vegan or crop-based diets, but the average person is not eating a solely vegan or crop-based diet. So this is applicable for every single human who's not eating a carnivore diet. But he's acting like, again, this is a specific vegan problem.
Well, it's still done for carnivore diet as well. It's still being done for the convert.
Of course, you're right for the animals. Yeah. But I mean, specifically, if we take that away, he's talking about if we're just eating crops, specifically for the human edible crops, it's still non-vegans and non-crop based whatever people are eating those things. And you're right. Yeah, you're right. Even if someone's full carnivore, there's still the animals that they're eating are eating those crops even more. So I don't get how he's made the same mistake that he made in the initial video that I responded to, and he's just completely ignored what I was saying and said the same thing again.
I think it's worth pointing out as well that pretty much all of these crop farmers aren't vegans. Okay, we're currently supporting the best system that we have available to us. If we had access to veganic farming and stuff all the time, we'd be taking that, but we don't. Unfortunately, that's not big enough at the moment to do that. So it's just worth bearing in mind that we're not really asking for this to happen. We know it happens. We accept it happens because we don't really have a choice currently, but we do want to improve it. And again, it's not the vegans running it. I think that's just worth pointing out, I think.
Absolutely. And just to go 1 second, just take a little quick short little kind of donation break. So a lot of people have been sending them through. We've got one here that is from Horizon, who says, lol, even if we grant that 80% of crops are useless for human consumption, get 20% of this. The energy requirement for a 1,000 pounds non-lactating cow is 18 million calories. So yeah, that's pretty incredible. I don't know if is that per year, is he trying to say 18 million per year or 18 million full stop?
Per cow, maybe?
Per cow, yeah. So he's saying that, like, and then you times that by how many cows there are versus how many humans there are, and the amount of calories it takes to feed the cow population that's being bred into existence is just phenomenal. So when you consider that 80% of those crops that are grown for them are useless for human consumption, but 20% of them are suitable, and they're growing enough to feed how many billions of cows, 18 million calories. Yes, a lot. So that's the point. So thank you for your donation and also for that comment. That's a great comment. It's a really good point. And just one other before we move on. DJ Lionel says veganism cannot be debunked. Jimmy will fail. Good stream, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
DJ Lionel. Appreciate that. It's a great comment. Veganism cannot be debunked. Definitely makes us sound like a cult, I've got to say, but I agree with you.
We are with a vegan kill cult, as the title of the video suggests.
We have faith. We have faith that veganism can't be debunked. That's what it is. We're a vegan faith. We're 100% a religion, just like and we're ruling with an iron fist, Sharia law style. Apart from it's vegan law. That's what people keep telling me recently. That we are the new Al Qaeda or whatever, fucking ISIS. That's what they're telling us recently. I've actually had
iceberg
that quite a few times.
That's what we are.
Iceberg lettuces.
It's the best I could come up with in a few seconds.
Hey, that was good, man. That was. I'm impressed with the. Is that new? You came up with that just now? Like,
yeah.
All right, impressive.
It's a Chris original, copyright.
I heard the other day. Who was it who said this? Oh my god, who was I talking to? It was my friend Alex. He said, you've got alpha males and beta males, then you've got vegan men who are alfalfa males. And I thought that was pretty good. I quite liked that. But then I looked it up on Urban Dictionary. It turns out it exists and it's not a good thing. It's like a very negative definition, but I still roll with that. Alfalfa males. All right. Okay, I almost don't want to continue. I'm enjoying the chit chat.
By 179.1 million times 400 million,
okay,
we get this, which translates to this, which is nearly 72 quadrillion animals that would have to die to feed the entire United States a vegan or a crop-based diet.
For the industries.
Wait, is he just finishing that? Like, he's not
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay. So wait.
So we're gonna get the number from the other side.
Hold up. Let me first layman's this before you go. I know you're gonna go fucking haywire into this. Let me just first of all layman's this up a little bit. So this number he's put together is based on the numbers that were incorrect. Okay, because he's based it on that website, which was giving this. He thought it was like what it would take to feed a vegan USA, but it wasn't. It was what it would take to feed a USA that ate less meat and less dairy. So first of all, his numbers are already fucked because of that. Second of all, he's used the amount of crop deaths with that number to create how many animals would be killed to feed his hypothetical vegan USA, right? Which is based on incorrect numbers. But let's take that number. Let's imagine everything was right up until this point. That is, his number is 72 quadrillion. Let's imagine that that's right. Even if that number's right, he has completely avoided imagine this number was for a vegan USA. For a non-vegan USA, you'd have to take this number that he's created and times it by another probably 100,
Oh,
maybe
I have,
even
I have
more.
the,
Like,
I have the
do you actually
calculation
have
right
it?
here.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
perfect. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
it. Let's do it. You've worked
So
this
in
out.
that initial article with the 179.1 million, it says that 335 million acres is what we're currently using in the U.S. for food.
Yeah.
So if you multiply that by 400 million, you get 134 quadrillion, which is 62 quadrillion more than 72 quadrillion.
So wait, that the land being grown used for food to be grown for crops, you mean, in the USA currently?
For this the U.S. food supply right now, period. Okay.
So just land in general that's being used.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because we're using the same numbers from the same article just to make the comparison fair.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
in that article it said we'd go from 335 million acres to 179.1. So we're going to use the 335 and multiply that by 400 million, and we come to the conclusion that 134 quadrillion dead insects occur from the U.S.'s current food supply, which is
Okay.
62 quadrillion more than the 72 quadrillion he came up with here. So he doesn't include this. Who knows why, right?
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
Why.
So there's over 50% more are killed for U.S. crop acreage today than in this quote again vegan U.S., which isn't even a fucking vegan U.S., but whatever.
So basically, if you go by his numbers, what you're saying is if you go by his numbers, and we just imagine that this is okay. We know that his calculations are all fucked. We've explained why, but let's imagine that we pretend he's right. Basically, if this is still 50% less than the current situation in the US in terms of just insects, right? This is just insects.
Yeah, we're just doing insects now.
And then if you add on top of that the amount of fish and other animals, it's into the what is, I don't even know what's like.
Well, this is just for US, right?
Plus like, oh, sorry, yeah,
so,
globally.
Yeah, so we would add the
globally.
55 billion because the 55 billion was just for the US, so we can add that to it. And then of course all the other animals like the rodents,
which is
the non-insects.
Okay. And then what about the animals in animal agriculture, like in the US? We don't have that number, right? We only have like
it was 55 billion he cited. Yeah.
Wait. Only in the US, you mean?
Yeah, only in the US. Yeah.
And animals bred into existence for animal ag, you mean?
Yeah, that's what he cited before he did this calculation. And he's comparing
got it.
55 billion to 72 quadrillion, which is completely dishonest because you don't take into account animals killed in the crop production or insects killed for crop production for animals. So.
Sure. Okay. Yep. Got it.
Now I sent you a link in the chat. This is in reference to that meta-analysis that Chris cited before.
Okay. We can pull that up. Yep. Got it.
I'll tell you where to scroll.
Sure. Yep. Go ahead. You can just tell me the keyword and I can find it.
Oh, this is like a chart. If you go down.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Yeah. So this article is down one more.
This one?
No, the next one, I think. This one.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait, not that one. I think there was a delay. Go up one.
This one.
This one, yes. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so this paper determined that globally at the moment for agriculture in general, right? We use 538 million. We use 1.28 billion hectares of cropland for agriculture. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, 538 million of those hectares are being used for animal food. So if we convert the initial 1.28 billion hectares of cropland to acres, we have about 3,158 million acres, or 3.16 billion acres, however you want to interpret that number. So if we take that 400 million insects number and we multiply it by 3,158 million acres, we get about 1.26 quintillion insects killed. So just to be clear, what I'm saying here is that the amount of insects killed right now for agriculture globally is 1.26 quintillion. It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Now to feed a vegan world, we only need about 2.47 billion acres of land, as opposed to the initial 3,158 million, or sorry, 3.16 billion acres. So if we do the math and we ask ourselves how many insects would die globally if we had a vegan world, we get 988 quadrillion insects, which is clearly less than 1.26 quintillion insects. It's about 275 less quadrillion insects that would be killed for a vegan world. I know that was a lot of math, guys.
Jesus,
but-
man.
These numbers are just brain melting. Aren't they?
But I'm just saying, like, the point here is that
What's the takeaway, man? What's the
The
takeaway?
takeaway-
Try and
the
give us
takeaway
a
is
top
that-
level.
the takeaway is that
Vegan
270
better, meat not
Yes.
as good.
275 quadrillion less animals would be killed in a vegan world compared to a non-vegan world. That's
And that's
Based
not-
on
That's
actual
not
st-
even
oh, yeah.
taking into account better farming practices. Vertical
Yeah.
farming, for example,
Right,
uses
right.
basically no pesticides.
Right.
Well, besides the actual building of the building, it could kill next to no insects.
yeah, assuming we
Um,
kept everything constant, like we had the same practices. That this is the numbers of that. But
Yeah,
the main point here is just that Garland's a moron. That's pretty much it.
Basically, right.
Yeah.
So very long story short, if somebody wants just like a complete summary of like what was just said, he basically is not doing the full calculations, because if he did them, they would completely blow his argument out of the water. He selects data based on what he wants to happen, not what the actual reality is, and then he puts it out there that he likes to pretend that vegans are the ones doing this. So it is actually projection at the end of the day when he claims that vegans ignore these things, and it's like it is a projection because he's the one that ignores the reality. Don't get me wrong, some vegans also ignore the reality, but it's kind of there's definitely a mass hypocrisy here of somebody putting out there saying vegans don't like to consider this whilst not actually considering it himself, considering his own downfalls. Like, we're sat here, I've seen people in the chat being like, oh, fucking lame, blah, blah, blah. We're sat here going through his bullshit point by point and debunking it, and also acknowledging the faults with the system, the moral systems and the lifestyles that we live, right? His videos do nothing of the sort. He has not acknowledged any faults of his own. He's not acknowledged any limitations of his way. He will only put the onus on us. So, I mean, I don't see why you would want to respect someone like that who is incapable of actually looking at things objectively, and why you would be somehow upset with 3 people actually going over his points objectively, looking at how sometimes we are imperfect, but pointing out that other ways are more imperfect. Like, it's not about right or wrong. It's about, okay, everything is shit. We're trying to look for ways to be less shit. Whereas the way he talks is as if his way is the way, and vegans are just completely, liars and pedos, as he called us. Don't forget that, guys. This is the same guy. If you idolize this guy, this is the same guy who thinks vegans are akin to pedos morally. Like, he thinks being vegan is just as bad as touching kids.
Well, he said lying misanthrope vegans. So that's his
Fine.
little.
Fine.
yeah,
Okay.
just
So
to be fair.
yeah, if I was a liar and I said I don't like humans and I'm a liar, then I'm the same as a pedo, apparently.
Wow.
Right. So this
Yeah.
is the
Fair
kind of guy we're
comparison.
dealing with here. So yeah, I just want to make sure. Every now and then, I just want to re-clarify again the kind of person that some of these numpties are following and worshipping the ground of. Like, he goes around saying shit like lying misanthrope vegans are like pedos. So just be aware of that if you're idolizing this goon. Let's keep going. I guess we're still only like probably now 5.5 minutes in. Maybe we've gone a bit. Yes. Well, 6 minutes 40. Not too bad. We're not.
It's gonna get, like what Chris has said. It's gonna get more. What is it? Fluffy or whatever you said.
Right.
It's
Maybe we should try and like get through the bulk maybe before we go off on tangents. I mean, I don't know. I know we got to deal with this, but
Yeah.
But yeah. All right.
Die to feed the entire United States a vegan or a crop-based diet.
For the industries, for people, for various different industries, but the food industry, clothing industries, etc. So, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that a cow with the size that they are, or a pig with the size that they are, eats a lot more plant food than a human. And when there are over 10...
Wait, is he trying to suggest that all cows only eat grass? He's a fucking farmer. Shouldn't he be aware of this not being the case? Like,
all cows are grass fed.
yeah,
single
every
one.
single cow on the planet, all these factory farms that just constantly just grass just coming in because grass makes them grow really quickly and gets them through the system as fast as possible, right? Yeah, sure.
10 times the amount of those animals than humans, it's a simple deduction that they're going to eat more plant-based food.
Oh yeah, so is this again? Okay, the 14%. We've already been through this. We don't need to go over it again. You're a fucking moron.
Than humans are going to eat more of that, and that's the majority of the food we're growing is for those animals.
About 90% of all the soybeans grown in all the world are processed to squeeze out the oil. 100% of that processed soybean oil is already being consumed by humans.
Wait, where has he got this from?
No, well, it's true. 100% of the 20% of the soybean is used for human food, bio oils, or industrial uses. But then you've got the 80% of the soybean, which is meal. 97% of that goes to animals, and only 3% for food. So I don't know why this is an argument.
I guess the point is that when it says consumed, that suggests to me like eaten, right? Not used for like other things like you were talking about earlier, right?
Well, it's 63% of the soybean oil, I think it is consumed within oils.
Right.
But again, if that becomes a problem, we can reduce oil.
Exactly. But the point he's trying to make here is that he's reiterated multiple times is that like, oh, that's because of vegans, right? You know, that's the point. That's the idiot point here. It's that, you know, okay, fine. 63% is consumed by humans through like eating oil or whatever. But then
the 20% is just a food thing,
right?
It's just a human thing, you know. 63%, you know, there's oil in everything, like so much processed stuff that ain't even vegan. So.
Yeah. To suggest that, go ahead. Yeah,
it's a food issue, not a vegan issue, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
That and I already covered at the beginning, like that one paper about how 97% of 85% of the world's soybeans are turned into animal feed. Which, I mean, we could just conclude from that soybean cakes, which is what the 97% is the main driver for soybean production, like not oil. But
got it.
Even without a fascist vegan mandate in place.
So again, although this happens, although it's definitely bad, the main cause of it is eating animal products.
Here we go again. See? It keeps popping up. Trust me.
Yeah, all right. We just keep going.
It's funny because he showed it in two different forms there. Like he showed the same paper before where he actually screenshotted the study. Yeah. And then he showed it in like the Google results form. It was just a weirdo.
Not eating plants.
Come harvest time, combines and harvesters unavoidably shred millions of living critters who are living and breathing among the crops.
That has been largely debunked, and I can provide the study to that. It's in the description. You want to check it out, but it's been largely debunked because these combine harvesters, they're noisy. It's like an earthquake. And I don't know about you if you've ever dealt with or been close to wild rabbits or wild insects or wild animals, but they run away pretty quickly, right? And a combine harvester is a big, slow, heavy machine. These machines are like very, very heavy, all right? They're big, they're noisy, and they're slow. Animals run away from them. Yes, some of them get caught up, and some of them may, unfortunately, die in that way, and that's really sad. But
why is he showing us these massive multiple-ton combine harvesters?
I mean, basically,
is he going to show? Wait.
Well, I mean, he shows quite a horrible video of a deer.
What, of a deer being hit?
Well, I think it probably has been hit already. But again, I think it just needs to be stated here that you were right there in that a lot of it has been debunked in the fact that the numbers are probably hugely exaggerated. It's annoying because I should have got the link up. There was some guy that literally went through every single study about crop deaths.
Yeah.
He did kind of I guess his own kind of.
I have that link right here. I know what you're
talking
about.
Do? Okay, great. Yeah. He did basically his own kind of meta-analysis going over them all to kind of show
that's the one I was referring to.
I sent the one study, David, that supports what you said, where they put these trackers on mice to see what happened. Like how they reacted to the harvester, and the majority of their deaths were from predators, not the harvester.
Again, I think I've got to say this a few times. I've already said it a few times. Again, though, yes, these deaths happen, but some amount of crop deaths will ultimately happen because we need to protect a food source. We're not denying that crop deaths are a thing, and we can make all this, safer for animals. So deer don't get hit by combine harvesters. I'm sure there's ways we can, lessen that damage. So this isn't. This is not a good argument against it.
It's not. The thing I was referring to was this. I don't know if you're talking about this. This is an article that has got. I mean, all the reference. If people want to go, it's an article. It's not a study. Well, it's got all of its references here, and there's like multiple studies where they've covered like all these references of what he's referring to, including the one Danny's talked about right there at the top. And basically it just goes through. This is what I put in my video, which I wonder, oh shit, sorry, it's on the screen, which is, by the way, this was referred to in my video about him. It's funny how he didn't include the study. I said the study's in the description. Go check it out. Why didn't he go through this and debunk it? Or does he do that, guys? Does he go through this in his video?
No.
No, so he doesn't go through this.
Yeah,
Well,
this is the one. This is the one I've seen as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So this goes through like literally everything that I've just said about. I said it was debunked. Here's one study. They talk about one study, talk about another study on voles, another one on rats, another one on mice. And it goes on and on and on, like all these different studies. And basically, it says what I've just said, that the majority of these animals get away because they're running away from multiple ton machines that they can easily escape from. But that does not mean that some of them, I mean, look at the rate that we grow crops and farm. Of course, some of them are going to get caught up. But remember, the majority of crops are not grown for humans. They're grown for non-human animals in animal agriculture. So if you want to reduce the amount of these lovely animals being caught up in machines, first thing you can do is go vegan. Second thing you can do is try to get a world where we're using better systems, because currently farmers who are farming for plants don't give a fuck about animals. And I'm not going to say that about all of them, right? But majority of them are just like profits. We just want profits. Whatever the easiest way is, if they chop up a load of mice along the way, but it makes their profit margins better, probably most of them are going to do it because we're in a non-vegan world. We're not in a world where people consider the well-being of animals, but that's the world that we want. We want people to consider the well-being of animals. We want farmers to consider this stuff. But the first thing you can do is stop fucking paying these other farmers to breed animals, which is using way more plants anyway. You know, if crop deaths is your argument, then we'll do something about it then. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know? Right. So that's thoroughly dealt with. But I guess we got to keep charging through, because otherwise we're going to be here all fucking day, right? We need to get a move on. 9 minutes. Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, sure.
And I hope that we can do that. And I make efforts to buy local myself, and obviously for yourself too. If you see a problem with that, if you don't want to contribute to these big industrial plant farming operations, then you can seek the alternative to it. But the alternative to it is not to go and pay someone to kill animals on purpose.
Is he just going to show a crop protect? Yes.
Yeah.
People protect crops. People protect crops.
Which video is this? Is this them shooting the rabbits or the pigs?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to skip over it because
there's something I want to say on a bit later. But
all right.
Rather not even see it. I'm sure many people don't want to see this either.
Yeah, well, it's not.
We agree, it's not a nice sight either. Like we don't.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't. His point. It doesn't support his point that like we've already acknowledged. Like I don't know about 20 times. Yes, people protect crops, but people are protecting more crops to feed animals. So stop eating animals. Simple as that. And also, like Chris has already said, you got to eat something.
We want to make
right?
it better.
And you got to make it better. You got to eat.
So to give you a comparison of these two things side by side, and why it's a false equivalency to say, okay, plant farming kills animals, so therefore we shouldn't eat plants, so we should just go and eat animal products. Well, the thing is, driving cars kills humans, right? Car accidents kill humans, a lot of humans every year. But that doesn't mean that you can drive your car into a human on purpose, does it?
Yeah, that's
my lord.
It's a valid point. It's kind of like saying what Danny was saying in his video. You know, if there's a group of 3 humans, say, attacking your food source, then you have got a justification to protect your food source and do whatever you can to do that. That is not morally the same as just finding a random person on the street and just shooting them dead,
or breeding them into existence and then shooting them dead.
There's a huge moral difference, and I think that people really need to acknowledge that. It is so important to know that.
Yeah, and to elaborate on what I'm saying there, it's like he seems to have taken what I've said to mean that you can never kill anyone on purpose. It's like, well, that would be like religious. That would be some kind of like, you know, I've met some vegans who are like that. They say, no, I would never, ever, ever kill an animal no matter what. And it's like, all right, that's for you, but it is illogical. I hope, you know, I would argue that like, I could do this in a debate with a vegan. Like if someone believes that, I'll sit in front of you and tell you your position is illogical. It's not based on reality. It's based on faith. You just believe in this ideal so much that you won't accept reality. The reality is you could one day find yourself in a position where you would need to kill an animal. If we have a fucking animal, some kind of apocalypse or whatever, nuclear disaster, you would have to do it to survive. And if that was the case, you would do it. Or, for example, in a more realistic case, in what you're saying, if you're growing crops and the only way you can feed your family is by killing the animals that are trying to eat your crops, you'd kill the animals. Like, it's not a faith. It's not a religion. You have to, you know, operate with logic. But I guess the way he's actually strawmanning me here and assuming that I'm not saying that. He's strawmanning my position to say, oh, you're saying never kill ever. Without, there is I feel like it's implied there that I'm saying don't go around killing unnecessarily. That's the takeaway point of what I'm saying. I would hope that came across. Like, apparently not to this guy, but I guess we can't really trust his sensibilities, can we? All right.
Because they kill humans by accident. These combine harvesters, they're not killing animals on purpose. It's accidental.
Yeah, we're talking about combine harvesters, not people shooting animals.
Is this which one's this?
It's just people going out killing animals again.
Like... there is a specific one.
All right.
Is that shooting pigs?
Maybe.
Is that shooting pigs?
Could be.
Because I just wanted to bring up, because there was a point. There's a part where where they're shooting pigs, and they're he's kind of making it out like it's just crop protection, and and I think it needs to be pointed out that those pigs are an invasive species that were actually brought to the US for food. So the reason they're a problem is because they were shipped to the country for people to eat. So the meat industry has caused their own problem and are now having to kill them because of it. I mean, what would be and also we don't need to necessarily shoot them. You could, because they're an invasive species, you could give them contraception and allow them to die out, because if they're not native to the land, I don't see that as a huge moral issue, because obviously the pigs exist somewhere else. And if they're not meant to be there and they're causing a lot of harm to the environment and other things around it, then I think that would be justified to do, or just catch them and move them, or any other kind of thing. You don't necessarily have to shoot them. But I just thought it was funny that it was actually that they were bought over for food, and now they're being killed because they eat the food.
Yeah. Well, you mean that you can't say that, because that doesn't fit the agenda. I hope you realize, man. Like, you can't, you can't. And also, I don't think he's capable of actually digging deeper into anything that he's putting in his videos. I mean, that's pretty clear, right? I think we've established that he's not capable of doing any research other than just looking at headlines and video titles. So it's no surprise that he's missed that. All right, I've skipped a load of shit about crop protection because we've already established.
One second.
Go ahead.
I wanted to. I don't know where this clip is, but someone mentioned. Reminds me of when Garland Farms showed a rat hunt as something related to crop farming, even though the original source clearly showed it was a hobby. Like, so people were just hunting, and he showed just a random hunting video, and depicted it as crop protection. Yeah, and it wasn't.
No surprise.
I don't know where that is, but I've seen it before. Yeah.
The guy doesn't have a good reading comprehension. He doesn't research any. This is, again, guys, if you don't agree with us, if you're watching and you're a fan of his and you don't agree with us, totally no worries, don't agree with us, but at least acknowledge that the guy that you're I don't know, whatever, you following him, you subscribe to him, you look up to him, you just find him entertaining or whatever it is, just be aware that he's absolutely, completely and utterly full of shit. That's what you got to take away from this. You don't have to agree with us, guys, but just find someone else who's maybe a bit more sensible and talks a bit less shit to follow and kind of, idolize, I guess. The way that some of these people are in the chat, it seems like they really do idolize this guy, which is kind of lame, to be honest. Kind of sad and disappointing that he's got this influence on people, but he's coming out with such shit. All right.
That's required to bring plant-based foods to the plates of culpable vegans around the world.
It's not only for vegans. This is so funny. There are so many people all over the world that are not vegan that are eating plant-based foods. In fact, even people who are not vegan, the majority of their diet comes from plants, not from animal products. Animal products are, for most people, in a minority when it hits the plate. It's mainly plant-based foods that make up our meals.
Okay, this is ridiculous. He's showing because you've said predominantly plants, he's trying to equate that to the increase of chronic disease, which there is no evidence for, but there's plenty of evidence.
Yeah, that's how you infer causality. You just find a correlation, and then you just
true, because it can't possibly be anything to do with the increase of processed foods and the increase of processed sugars and the increase of all of the things that make us extremely sick being literally like kids eating this shit from a young age, like giving them shit like Pop-Tarts and fucking McDonald's, Burger King. And no, it's got nothing to do with that being completely normalized. It must be the vegans and the plant-based diet causing it, right?
Yeah, it's got
to be his cucumbers.
Cucumbers cause cancer.
Cucumbers cause cancer. Cucumbers cause chronic disease. That's got a ring to it. That absolutely. This is
the equivalent of somebody saying like, oh, like Apple consumption has gone up in the last century. Let's say that we just knew that was the case, and then all you do is just show this fucking chart, like, I guess apples are the cause of increased chronic disease prevalence in America. Like,
just as a spoiler, because I don't know whether we're going to get around to it, but the entire second video that he made is literally this.
Oh, okay, right. You know what's funny though is that you know what he would argue, right? If I'm sat here saying like processed sugar, and he'll go, well, technically that's a plant-based food. That's what he would come back with, right? Because processed sugar technically is plant-based. If you take away like whatever, if it's processed with bone char, that's another whole topic, right? But technically, most people would consider processed sugar to be vegan, right? So that's why he would say, well, you see, vegan food is causing a health epidemic, and it's like, well, processed sugar is technically vegan, but that doesn't, you can't just say vegan food is processed sugar, which is probably, I would reckon that's what he would go for if he was going to come back and say, well, technically it's a vegan food. Because I reckon that's the level of numpty that we're getting here. If this is one level.
We should just move away from calling anything a vegan diet and just put foods that are allowed under the vegan philosophy.
Right.
Because, otherwise, people just think it's a certain thing.
Allowed also makes it sound kind of like religion.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Or foods that are ethical.
That are considered vegan.
Yeah, that's okay. Danny's got it. Foods that are considered to be vegan. I like that. Yeah.
I was gonna say permissible, but that sounded even more cold.
Permissible zero was.
By vegan law, by the faith of veganism.
By the vegan club. First rule of vegan club: talk about vegan club.
Vegetable farmers begin their annual reign of hell on earth by tilling the soil. Tillage kills all sorts of soil life and completely disrupts a healthy soil horizon profile. Each time a farmer tills a field, massive carbon emissions are released from the soil, downgrading soil carbon and quality each and every time. This is the real driving force of global desertification.
No, it's not.
So yeah,
no, it isn't.
Yep.
No, it isn't. We got a study for this one, right?
Yeah,
so the UN said rangeland degradation is the most extensive among the three major land uses. Few countries have less than 50% of their pastoral lands degraded. Overgrazing by livestock is the principal land problem. Not my words, the ones of the United Nations.
The UN is satanic. The NWO, of course they support it, bro. You need to dude, that's bias, right? You need to understand the UN is supporting the satanic agenda to turn us all vegan, turn all men into feminine, emasculine vegans, soy boys, and to pull apart the family, the nuclear family unit by pushing forward all of these soy-based rules and regulations. That's dude, you can't quote the UN, man. You need to get on board with this shit, bro.
Vegans acknowledge that like till farming isn't good for the soil. Like like we don't, in my ideal world, we wouldn't do like monocropping and shit like that for environmental reasons. I don't know why maybe he's only talked with vegans that are like, oh, plant farming is perfect. It doesn't have any environmental burden whatsoever. Like, but that's not what most vegans think, at least from what I've seen.
He seems to want to deny that there are vegans out there trying to improve crop agriculture.
Yeah.
He just seems to want to ignore that.
Yeah. Like I said, this is all born of some kind of deep-seated either love or hate. I can't decide which it is. Like, I think it could be like a deep-seated kind of like, I don't know, like some, what's the word I'm looking at? Fetish maybe for vegan YouTubers, or a fetish for the vegans in general that he just gets him off and he just likes, or it could be like a deep-seated hatred from a bad experience.
He got dumped by a vegan.
Right.
To be honest, I think it's done through fear. I think he's scared. I think he's just scared of his industry going down and the effect on him and everything. Because I mean, he brought up some activists tried to get a law in which would basically completely make any sort of animal cruelty illegal, and he was like, oh, with that therefore would mean we couldn't farm anymore, and it was going to make farmers criminals and everything. I think he's just very scared, if I'm honest. That's what it comes down to.
Could be, because like, you know, when you are scared, we make a lot of mistakes, and you know, like clearly this guy's making enough.
I think it's, I get it. I get it. You know, farmers' livelihoods, I guess, are at stake if we go to a vegan world. Well, animal farmers anyway, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean you can't transition. You know, there's what's that? There's that really good organization, isn't there, that are turning dairy
States,
farms into oat farms. So the European one.
It's called oh god, it's
Joey
called,
did a video on it with a
yeah. Oh, do you mean in the you can't talk about the one in the UK or the US?
I think it's probably one in the US as well. It's the guy that, you know, the guy who did the film 27 Cows.
27 Cows. Yeah.
He did it. He did the. scheme.
If somebody knows about those two organizations, one in the UK, one in the US, that help farmers transition,
Refarmed.
put it in okay, Refarmed, great. That's one. That's the one in the UK, Refarmed.
Yep.
And there's one in the US is oh fuck, what's it called? It's like anyway, we'll come back to it later. But yeah, there's one. Yeah, Refarmed. There we go. Refarmed. Thanks, Vegan Gays, and also thanks O'Neill Legends for putting that up there. And that's the one that helps in the UK. Maybe they do globally as well, but there's also one in America that does it. And I can't. They're a ranch. Or they used to be a ranch, obviously. Now they help people transition as well. All right.
A lot of what he's saying here is absolutely true, and these massive industrial operations where they do this to the soil and they do this to the land, it's not great. But as we mentioned earlier, the majority of this is being done to grow food for animals.
It doesn't debunk the point that most of it's grown for animals, even though it's not suitable for human consumption. There's still like 80 to 100 billion animals a year being bred into existence, so they were eating this. So yeah, we've already been through that. So fucking stupid, man. This is on 1.5x. He's really left that up for a while now.
For these animals in the industries, that's the majority of this food is going for, not for human consumption. So although this person's making a valid point here, they're making a valid point against themselves. It's not against veganism or the plant-based diet. It's against animal agriculture and that industry.
We're in a critical time right now.
Which it is, by the way. I don't know what this is, but yeah.
One of the biggest things happening is nitrogen in our waterways. Red tides, more than 400 of them worldwide. Dead zones are common, but the size of them we have now and the number of them, that's alarming. And this January, along the Gulf Coast, it's wreaked havoc with the oysters. It's also impacted the crabs in California and Chesapeake Bay as well. First, we need to realize something. We're trying to produce 4 times as much ethanol gasoline in 2020 as we did in 2004. And we haven't thought about the unintended consequences from the fertilizer trying to do that. And we're also growing more crops, period. For us to grow a lot more corn, we need to use a lot more fertilizer. And that corn is being used to make gasoline and ethanol. 4 times as much means almost 4 times as much nitrogen coming down our waterways.
Wait, is he trying to use that as like somehow an anti-vegan argument? Is there more to this that I'm missing? Because that's just.
I think you're muted, Chris, on accident.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to make the point that, crop agriculture creates runoff, which can.
But it literally says in the clip that it's for fuel. It literally says it's for fuel.
Yeah, it does say fuel as well, which I'm not really sure of that point. But I mean, it's already been shown that the biggest cause of ocean dead zones is animal agriculture and the runoff from the pesticides.
Corn is also grown
corn's for animal feed.
Yeah,
most of it. So I don't really. Are we missing something here? Are they supposed to be like gotchas? Because first of all, the guy's like, yeah, it's for corn, for fuel. Okay, so it's for fuel, so it's nothing to do with veganism. Secondly, most corn, right? What percentage of corn is grown for animal feed? Do you guys know this number?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's annoying because I'm pretty sure I made some notes on this bit and I cannot find them. I don't know if I deleted them by accident.
I'll just fucking Google it. How much corn grown for animal feed? The largest market for corn grown in the US is animal feed. There you go. First fucking result. USDA. That's the USDA saying that that's the largest market for corn.
Oh, hold on. I might have found it.
It's really no surprise.
Like, what the fuck is he like? And for those of you thinking I'm bullshitting right now, not that obviously people who are watching.
Actually, no, I have found it. I have found the
there you go
thing. So it was it's from the FAO livestock's long shadow study. Page 159 to 158. It said livestock sector usage declined by 20% between 1991 and 2001. In 2001, 70% of the volume of herbicides used in agriculture can be attained to animal feed production in the form of soybean and corn. The use of insecticide in corn production for feed declined more strongly over this period. Although the relative contribution of feed, soybean and corn towards pesticide use is declining, livestock production systems still remain a major contributor to their use.
There you go. And then there you go. Just quick Google if the USDA is right there, just to back up everything Chris said. So
I'll post it in the chat if everyone wants to have a look. It's
sure.
It's like page 159 to 158.
Fucking Google what you're saying. Like, come on, man. I'm actually starting to feel a bit of pity here because it's just like, really, dude? Like, why are we wasting our time on this, man? I didn't want to take, part of me wanted to completely ignore this video, but not because it's like, oh, David's scared of Garland, but because it's so fucking ridiculous what he's saying that it's almost not worth getting together. But at least we're having a laugh, right? This is the thing. It's not a complete waste of time because we're having some fun. We're not
allowed to have fun though, according to some of the comments.
Yeah. If you have fun,
if we have fun, we're not taking it seriously. So
exactly. But if it wasn't going to be fun, like I wouldn't have done it on my own because that would have just been like painful. But at least with you guys we can have a bit of a laugh and catch up but yeah, it's almost not worth doing this because of how fucking stupid most of this is. But we're halfway in, hey? We're just about halfway in, so that's something at least.
Mm-hmm.
Is this from like pesticides?
But I love
right?
he uses always sad music. He doesn't give a shit about any of this. He just wants to try and.
Not. So this is all from pesticides, and remember, these pesticides are coming from animal agriculture. So what you're looking at here is the effect of pesticides used for crops for animal agriculture, and he's somehow using this as like an anti-vegan thing, stupidly. And also, yeah, it's pretty incredible that he's pretending to care about these animals when he's breeding them into existence and killing them. I mean,
poor fish! I'm just going to go bolt gun a cow in the head.
Exactly, these poor fish. Yeah, sure, mate. You really give a shit, right? All right, let's keep going.
Stands for.
Then, to keep the vegetable and fruit heathens supplied with their fix, the farmers wage war against nature with the sides. Side is a suffix that means to kill, and boy do they. These vegetable and fruit farmers spray and sprinkle indiscriminate bactericides,
this has just been debunked by what I just said.
Insecticides,
yeah, we've already
and
been through all of
rodenticides,
this.
in addition to conventional.
So yes, crop farmers use pesticides, herbicides, etc. We've literally just covered that most of those crops are grown for animals, not for humans. So all those pesticides that are killing all these animals are doing it for the animal feed mostly. We've already been through all of this shit all multiple times. Is there anything worth looking at here? What's this? Some interview or something?
July to talk a little bit about.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just
yeah,
a guy...
what he's gonna do is
Okay.
start to do that thing that I've very much dislike, which is when these regenerative animal agriculture advocates compare regenerative animal agriculture, which possesses the goal of reducing carbon emissions, to current plant-based agriculture in an attempt to show that regenerative animal agriculture is superior to plant-based agriculture reducing emissions. And
Okay, so let's let him make the point then. Is this what this is here? This is this point, is it?
I'm not 100% sure. I have my notes here.
Alright.
I didn't write the time.
All right, let me just see then.
Yeah.
Foliar fungicide and insecticide strategies in soybeans.
It's very, very difficult.
Soybeans, which we've already... Oh my God. I'm not going to repeat myself.
For many people around the world, if
You're not
not
screen sharing,
impossible,
by the way.
Oh shit, my bad. Fuck's sake, I need to stop doing this shit. At least you can hear it though, eh?
because of the cost, because it's quite expensive to buy foods that are organic and not treated with pesticides and herbicides. So unfortunately, we're in a bit of a weird position where we can make one step to go vegan and plant-based, at least plant-based, to change our diets, and that's doing something very good. But then to go to the extra step, a lot of people would find that near impossible. Whereas to be vegan or plant-based, many people would find that to be totally feasible because most plant-based foods are actually quite cheap. They're the cheapest foods that are available in supermarkets in most places in the world.
You can get away with doing stupid things if your scale is small. But given the scale of corn in Iowa, that's one reason we got a dead zone.
As long as we continue to
Yeah, because corn is... Oh my God, the top market for corn is animal feed. We've literally just shown that.
Yeah, that clip does not say that it's plant agriculture.
Right.
get more economic return, we'll do it.
Whereas organic vegetables, organic plant-based foods is a bit expensive and a bit out of reach for most people. So it's a problem for sure, and it's something that we can address moving forward as a community, as a society. We can demand foods that are organic, that haven't been treated with these pesticides, herbicides, etc., and the chemicals that he was talking about.
Hey guys, so today obviously I'm talking about organic and when organic is not vegan.
The organic thing, that is something that you can choose to avoid. I'd avoid most organic produce.
Also,
oh yeah, two other vegans don't agree with me, therefore everything I've just said is debunked, obviously. Yeah, great.
And again, like we said earlier, this is a kind of grey area. No one really knows. It's just kind of a discussion that's being had within the vegan movement, but
yeah,
we don't know currently.
I've never even discussed that. I've never even got into that debate at all with any other vegan, to be honest with you. But
I've seen the calculations in it. In my view, it seems reasonable to just avoid organic when you can.
But does that equate for?
Let's not, guys.
The pesticide. That's interesting. If what you've read equates for the animals saved by the lack of pesticide use.
I
believe it does. I'm not gonna. Don't quote me.
We don't want to dive into it now. Because,
sorry guys, I just want to do a quick call out on some absolute little fucking little. I'm gonna say it. Some little bitch ass pussy who Simon, big man, in the chatting shit. Where are you in my inbox, bro? You told me you were going to come on here and talk like literally like a month ago, but then you just completely bailed out and disappeared. weird, that, isn't it? This guy is an ex-vegan who was like an activist, full activist, working with Anonymous for the Voiceless and everything, and went on, started eating animals, taking pictures of himself, virtue signaling himself, actually showing everybody how he's no longer vegan, but went strangely quiet when I offered him to come on the live stream and have a chat and tell everybody why he's no longer vegan after telling me he would come do it. So just wanted to put that out there a little bit. I'll take that back, actually. You're not a bitch ass pussy, but you are if you don't agree to come on and stand up to what you said you were going to do, bro. Not right now because we're on a different thing, but yeah, you can still drop me an inbox if you are brave enough to do it. Sorry, guys, I did a little bit of a side note there. Highly unprofessional. Shouldn't be using those slurs, but had to say something.
You're forgiven.
Sorry?
You're forgiven. It's okay.
Yeah.
Farmers kill animals that try to infringe on their land, infringe on their produce. Well, absolutely, animal-based farmers do that also. Animal farmers do that also. Of course, they kill foxes. They kill any animal that comes anywhere near the animals that they are rearing.
I was barely even paying attention then. Was that a two-cook? Danny, you're the master.
I was reading comments. I wasn't paying attention.
I was also reading.
Oh, for fuck's sake, guys. We can't all not be paying attention to the...
reading a paper.
Let's just try again.
I've got notes for the bits I want to speak about.
Most organic produce.
Also, regarding how farmers kill animals that try to infringe on their land, infringe on their produce. Well, absolutely, animal-based farmers do that also. Animal farmers do that also. Of course, they kill foxes. They kill any animal that comes anywhere near the animals that they are rearing.
Yeah, I don't think you were saying therefore what he's saying is wrong.
Of course
No, I think you're just saying it happens for both systems.
Yeah, it happens for both systems, and it happens like way more for the animal-based food systems, because they're not only killing the animals that eat the crops, they're not only killing the animals that compete for the crops, they're killing the animals that then eat the crops to slaughter them in slaughterhouses. So it's like it's not just double the amount. It's like we put numbers on it earlier. We've already been through it, right? It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting towards the end, at least. That's good. We're going strong. You got some bits coming up that you're excited for, right? So let's try and get to them.
But this is not something that's only fruit and vegetable farmers are doing. And one more point to make again, just to remind you that the majority of plant food grown on the planet is grown to feed other animals, to kill them and use them for various different things, but mainly food and obviously skin and all these different things, like clothing and stuff like that. So
there it is.
There we go.
The same one.
Can you imagine being this dense that you think this is like a gotcha? Like it's so easy to just debunk that point, and we have done every time it came up. To use this point as some kind of response to what I'm saying and think it's relevant and put this out in a video, and be so confident in your own community tab post that you're like, I'm so confident that I'm right. So how can you be so confident and so wrong? Like I don't know, man. I think it's been a case. I mean, it's happened throughout history. Obviously, people who just are so confidently wrong. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It always surprises me. I guess is what I'm trying to say. It always surprises me how you could be so assured of your incorrect.
He's so sure that he posted it like 7 times in this video.
Yeah.
This screenshot. Plays it for
Sorry,
like 10
it goes
seconds.
on for a bit.
So if this is a problem that this person wants to stop, then the best thing they could do is to go vegan, because then they won't be contributing to the majority of this, because the majority of this is done for animal feed, not for food that humans would consume.
No. What a
it's quite ironic, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a twat. Hey, speaking of twats, by the way, just one more time I'm going to deal with this and then I won't deal with it again. Nice, cope here, bro. Way to cope. They didn't think it was worth my time, bro. You agreed to it. And then you backed out like a little coward. So yeah, bro. Whether it's worth your time or not, you are coping. You are backing down like a coward. So just FYI, if you can live with that, I can live with that, bro. But it's disappointing, let's say. Anyway, just wanted to put that out there.
Is he more sarcastic than me, or?
He used to be back when he was a vegan. Well, I wouldn't say, okay, whatever. You could say he was a vegan. Let's not get into that. Back when he was doing vegan memes and stuff, he was very good with sarcasm actually. But since then, his memes have become like I appreciate a funny meme, even if it's something I don't like, right? But they've gone to the absolute toilet. They're terrible now. So it's it's like he lost his specialty was veganism and animal rights, because it seems to be something he was in and paying, learning a lot about and very passionate about. And since he's lost that, he seems lost in general, to be honest. He just seems to completely
I just want to say, like, I've met Simon a few times, and
same, man.
I definitely don't hate you, dude. If you're watching, like,
no, I call him.
I thought you were super nice when I met you. I thought you were really cool. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what's happened. I'm very confused by your decision.
Well,
and I don't think a lot of the things you say hold enough weight that you think.
Maybe
no. I think it would be good for him to come on and actually speak to someone about.
Well, I gave him the chance.
I
gave him the chance, bro, but he bitched out. But like, I think what actually has happened is Danny mentioned earlier that he thinks Garland got dumped by a vegan, and this is something that actually. Simon, I don't really care, bro. I mean, I don't know you well enough to really care about your emotions on this, but I'll just be totally honest about it. That's what the running theory is with you as well, bro, that you tried to get with the girl, I'm not going to say who, and then she turned you down, so you ditched the whole vegan life, which is really, really, really sad when you think about it, that you'll go back to paying people to slit animals' throats because you got denied by a vegan. You got, what's not the word denied? What's the word I'm looking for? Rejected. That's the one. Which is the running theory, which I hope that's not true. I hope it's something more substantial than that. But that's kind of the running theory, bro. And I don't mean to call you out publicly, but you won't come on and tell me yourself. So until you do that, stay out of my chat if you don't want me to say these things, yeah? All right, so let's pull it back up again. Oh, by the way, for those watching who are looking to catch this on the replay will not be on this channel. It'll be on my second channel, which, ta-da, there's a second channel. The link is in the description. Go subscribe to it now, turn on the notifications, and remember, these live stream videos will now be they'll be reposted there. They won't be hosted on that channel, but they'll definitely be posted on that channel afterwards. So keep that in mind, guys. Subscribe, turn those notifications on. The second channel is going to be where this stuff lives from now on, and there'll be a lot more coming over there as well. I'm really excited to show you. Before we jump back in, let's take a very, very short break. We've got Mark HNS, who says, thank you for attempting to address falsehoods, ignorance, and ill-informed bias. Thank you so much, Mark, for your donation. You're a legend, and I'm glad you're enjoying this. Sam says, there are plans to make crops crop death-free and pesticide-free. They will be done indoors. Compassion is what will bring a better future. Sam, I hope so, bro, and I hope that's the world we're going to have eventually. And thank you again for your donation as well. You're absolute fucking legends, the power of you. And we'll go for 2 from Hunter Toby, and then we'll jump back in. Also, grass-fed cattle's main staple is alfalfa males, which still requires to be grown and harvested, still creating crop death. Grass-fed cattle don't literally just eat grass. They're fed, harvested, and there's a little bit more to that. They're fed, harvested forage that's considered grass. And Garland is also assuming that every single bug would die and not get away from the loud, slow-moving farm equipment, which I already mentioned and agree with you on. Thank you, Hunter Toby. You got an unfortunate first name for a vegan, but I guess you can surprise people with it when you tell them. I appreciate their donations and the comments, dude. You're a legend. Thank you, everybody who's sending through donations. If I haven't shown your comment yet, do not worry. I will show it. It will be on before the end of the stream, okay? So keep them coming, and we'll definitely respond to them. And if there's any questions, we'll answer them. All right, we can jump back into the reaction now then. Now we've dealt with some deep emotional scars again. That's all we're dealing with here. We're dealing with people who are hurt. Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, anti-vegans normally have a history of either like a giant fail at the vegan diet, or rejection, like we said. Then it's like the super villain that was initially a good person, and then they got like when Superman accidentally
it's an origin story,
right?
Basically an origin story, right? It's like the one that comes to my mind is like Amazing Spider-Man, when he's obsessed, the villain in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which was a terrible villain at the time, but Jamie Foxx played him. He's obsessed with Spider-Man. Spider-Man does something that upsets him, so he just turns into Spider-Man's biggest villain. It's like it is kind of that typical origin story, right?
Yep.
But yeah, Chris, thanks for being nice in the chat there. It's nice, but I'm kind of like, I don't know, my patience is gone now with that individual specifically, which is why I'm being mean. But yeah, good that you're not. Maybe you could have a chat. All right.
Event either. This is an annual cycle of schizophrenic annual cruelty that repeats itself year in and year out, dealing out misery, bloodshed, and environmental havoc and chaos in the name of veganism.
Is that in the name of veganism? As I've said
Veganism.
multiple times, it is in the name predominantly of animal agriculture.
This is going to be a repeat, isn't it? Yeah, here we go.
There's
again.
a lot of repeats.
And the majority of people's plates is filled with plant foods, not the majority with animal foods.
Yes, it's random stats again as well.
Yeah. Oh my god. Again, if you look at what people eat and how much of it is plant-based, whole food plant-based, and how much of it is processed sugar-based, you'll see why there is, and all other processed foods, you'll see why there's so much cancer in cardiovascular, cardiac respiratory. Yeah, it's not rocket science. It's literally been proven time and time again what's causing this. It's not eating fucking broccoli causing this, is it? Anyway, it's up on the screen for a little bit, I guess.
So again, it's a strange, real strange video with a real strange message that just doesn't make any sense so far. But let's see if it can make some more sense.
See, I was open to it making sense, like I am now. Like, I'm open. I hope you guys are too, open to being proven wrong. Like in the beginning when he's like, the vegan diets do kill animals, and we're all like, yeah, it does, yeah. Like, okay, you know what I mean? We're able to say that, yes, okay. Even though it is a criticism of a plant-based diet, and we are vegans trying to do our best, we have to accept that some death is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So I'm open to being wrong.
Chris, by the way, is coming back in a second. He's trying to refresh his camera or whatever. He said.
Yeah, it has been like, I noticed it was like kind of like fucking pixelated, like Minecraft style, but
yeah.
Oh, he's back in now. Oh, we go. Yeah, he looks good now. You look better now, man. You look more crispy. Yeah.
Everyone kept saying in the chat that it was looking a bit weird. So
it's still not great.
I'm not sure why. It looks fine in here, but oh well.
It might be your connection, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not. You know, I'm not like the main show here or something. So
clearly you're using a vegan connection like that. As you can tell, that's why it's deficient. Obviously,
default deficient connection.
Absolutely, connection deficiency.
W1 and F1.
Meanwhile, one pasture-raised grass-fed cow can feed one human being for 3.5 years, while not sabotaging human health with the inflammatory excess of omega-6s, toxins, and anti-nutrients.
Yeah, maybe not, this claim. We're not going to get into the science of this. I have the science that I'm reading, the science that I've been reading up on a lot, and the people I listen to, the doctors and the nutritionists, etc. I listen to, would absolutely disagree with this, and they would say that animal protein is directly linked to a higher risk of diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. In fact, even people who are not vegan, the majority of their diet comes from plants, not from animal products. Animal products are, for most people, in a minority when it hits the plate. It's mainly plant-based foods that make up our meals. But let's put that aside.
Yeah, you can have a majority plant-based, like you can have a plate that's full of majority plant-based foods, and you can still have very damaging
a small amount
as
of
part
damaging.
Of that.
Yeah, a small amount of damaging animal food. Yeah, he doesn't know how to reason.
Yeah. Well, let's make sure we get into that properly. Like, if you're having meat and dairy on the plate in every single meal, but they are like 30%, 40% of the meal, 60% is plants, you're still going to be having all the negative effects of those meat and dairy products. Especially if you have it every day, as people in America do, even though the majority of the plate would be plant-based, not plants, plant-based, processed plant-based food like fries or whatever. You're still going to get the massively negative impact of the 30, 40% that is, or whatever, 20, 30, 40, whatever it is. That is, it's not difficult to reason this out, is it? But I guess when he puts it that way, it looks really bad. But then when I'm not there to, like, you know, show like how what he's saying is stupid, his followers probably think this guy's contradicting himself.
Aside for a second, let's imagine that that's not the case, and that it's not infringing on human health to eat that cow, but it is infringing on the cow's health, isn't it? It's infringing on their life.
Oh, is this? Oh, so this is. It's okay to shoot cows and slit their throats because people shoot pigeons for crops. Is that?
I mean, he just continuously keeps showing crop protection, and it's like we said, we know crop protection needs to happen to some extent, but
it's already been acknowledged multiple times by us. So I think we just fucking move on again.
Well-being, but that doesn't make it moral to do just because it increases our well-being.
So today, a Lee County grand jury indicted.
And this
Ryan
is just
bullshit. Oh my god,
dude. So what this title should read is fucking incompetent parents charged with murder. What does them being vegan or not? Do you, like, when someone starves their kids, do they put non-vegan parents charged with murder? No, because the majority. This is so stupid.
Yeah,
parents on Atkins murder their child.
Right,
you can
exactly.
Literally, you can raise a kid and feed them, like, I don't know, like 10 calories of steak every day. That's a non-vegan diet. They're gonna starve to death.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing with 10 calories of tofu. It doesn't matter if they're a vegan or not. The fact is, you're just giving them a nutrient deprived version of a diet.
It's so fucked. It's like this like being the case, right? It's like, okay, so we know that vegans are a massive minority. So then we can easily assume that the majority of parents who are starving their children are not vegan. They're not vegan.
Right.
The majority of people who neglect, the majority of murderers, the majority of other disgusting things that people do are done by non-vegans. Therefore, we could sit here and say, well, listen, guys, I know you don't want to go vegan, but did you not know the majority of murderers aren't vegan? Did you know the majority of women beaters are not actually vegan? Did you know the majority of people who starve their kids are not vegan? You should go vegan. That's the argument that he's making if you spin it back on itself. How fucking dumb is that? Seriously.
Oh, man. That's actually you can take that so far, dude. It's kind of funny. Like,
Let's just like
majority of like, I don't know, doctors or something aren't vegan, therefore like being vegan is bad or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Or there's this when they claim Hitler was a vegan. That was
right.
So therefore, Hitler's a vegetarian. Therefore, all vegetarians are bad because Hitler was, which
Stalin,
he wasn't.
Stalin ate meat, but I guess
yeah,
meat
exactly.
Makes you like Stalin.
Stalin ate meat, or like go back in time to some of the biggest mass murderers of all time. Ted Bundy definitely wasn't vegan. Fucking, was it Genghis Khan who like wiped out entire civilizations? Definitely wasn't vegan.
Someone said that some of the quote vegan parents mentioned in articles. Oh, I guess they were saying articles, maybe not that article, but aren't even vegan. Some of the things mentioned as food they fed their baby weren't vegan. So.
Oh, great. Yeah. So this, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If we're going to talk about the history of the human race, the big advances we've made have been largely based on human slavery. Like right all the way back to ancient times, the biggest, most amazing things that humans have created or established on our planet have been mainly products of human slavery.
It's not a false equivalency. How is it a false equivalency? You can good things can come from extremely immoral acts. That's the point. That doesn't justify the immoral act because something good came from it.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not a false equivalency. It's completely relevant to the, the idea of like killing a cow to feed people. It's like, okay, the what you get from that you could argue is good, but does it justify killing the cow when there's no need to? Then no. Same thing as like you could enslave an entire civilization to build things for you, which would be great for we'd all get these nice new things, but it doesn't justify enslaving an entire civilization.
Yeah, the end doesn't always justify the means.
But yeah, it's the most simple. Yeah, exactly. That's the most simplest.
I think you learn this when you're like 8 years old or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's definitely not a false equivalency. I mean, is it, Danny? I mean, you're the expert on this stuff.
I'll be honest. I was reading the paper, half listening.
Stop reading papers, bro.
Sorry, bro.
What the hell, man? We're not here for that. No, it's okay.
You can play it again if you want.
No, it's all right, man. It's all right. It's clear. It's clear it wasn't a false equivalency. Basically, we know that.
If we're going to talk about the history of the human race, the big advances we've made have been largely based on human slavery. Like right all the way back to ancient times, the biggest, most amazing things that humans have created or established on our planet have been mainly products of human slavery.
Okay, that was what I said, basically. And then I didn't mean to go
all
back.
the way back, as I said, to the beginning of records when they began. So the argument could be made that human slavery increases the well-being of some humans, therefore it's valid and it's moral. But it's not, it's immoral. So although this person may be right, or some people claim this, like it's nutritionally good for us to consume animals and animal products, like it's very, very good for us, well, it's not a sole justification. There are other ways we can get that same nutrition. There are other ways we can provide nutrition for our bodies that don't involve impeding on someone else's well-being, which is what this is doing when we take that cow. Another point to cover here is that he talks about grass-fed and organic and all these buzzwords that these people tend to use. As a society, we can demand foods that are organic, that haven't been treated with these pesticides, herbicides, etc., and the chemicals that he was talking about. Well,
yeah, I mean, I can be very, very clear on what was being said there. The buzzwords that animal farmers use to try and make things seem nicer without actually changing anything, because the animal's still slaughtered, is what I was getting at.
Your point was that saying organic and grass-fed and all that doesn't take away from the cruelty that.
Absolutely, yeah. But it's still. I can acknowledge that. A cow, it's more likely that a cow that has been raised with an organic grass-fed way is most likely going to have had a better life than one that hasn't been raised that way. But none of that matters when they go and head into the same slaughterhouse, get shot in the head and have their throats slit.
Right.
You know, I'm happy to acknowledge that there are better and worse ways. Sorry, I wouldn't say better. I'm happy to acknowledge that there are bad and worse ways of doing this to animals. I think if you don't acknowledge that, you're lying to yourself, really, as a vegan. You should acknowledge that.
By the way, I think that the thing that I wanted to cover it already happened, and I guess I misremembered where it was, but it's essentially he was just talking about till farming and how it helps, it ruins emissions or causes emissions, whatever, because soil is depleted, which means carbon cannot be as sequestered from the atmosphere back into the soil. And I just want to make the point that so I sent 2 studies in the chat here.
Yep.
This will be quick. I promise. It's not going to be a lot. So click the first one, man. Or the last one I sent first.
All right.
Frontier.
Fuck, where did it just go? Okay, right. The last one you sent, the Frontiers one. Oh, I've opened the wrong one. All right. Okay. Wait. Why don't you start talking? It'll come up soon.
Yeah. Well, essentially, this was a paper on white oak pastures, which was.
Sorry. Sorry. I just got caught up in an innuendo in my head. Yeah. Go on. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Got you. So the fucking now I lost my train of thought. This paper was on white oak pastures, which is a regenerative animal farm, which is one of the things that Garland very much advocates for, and it concluded essentially that there was 66% less emissions than traditional animal farming, which means that yes, there was less emissions, but there was nothing like a carbon neutral amount of emissions or a carbon negative. And my point in showing this study is just to explain that people will take these instances of animal farming, such as regenerative farming, and compare it to plant farming, which has no goal of reducing emissions. And this is a very dishonest comparison. It's just not fair in any way. So if you click the second link now that I sent you,
right?
This is a paper on a form of regenerative plant farming with wheat. And they were able to determine that they had a carbon negative, which I went over this study a bit more in depth in my video on Earth Mama Medicine, that anti-vegan girl. But this is a clear-cut case where you can show that plant regenerative agriculture is superior to regenerative animal agriculture in reducing emissions. And also, if you go back to the other paper now, sorry, this is the last time.
Yep.
You'll see that about 2.5 times more land is required for this form of regenerative animal farming. And we currently use about 38% of habitable land for growing feed for animals, like today. So we'd have to multiply this percentage by 2.5 to imagine us globally implementing this form of animal farming. And we'd be using 95% of habitable land to globally implement animal regenerative agriculture, which we do not have room for. So that's another thing as well. Just the land usage alone of the kind of farming which Garland Farms advocates for, we don't have enough land for. So just want to make that clear as well.
So basically, like the world, to summarize, the world that he's advocating for, where this regenerative farming, animal farming is the only kind of farming that anyone does, and he claims this can feed the world. We need to have like a significantly smaller population. We need to be living in a significantly different way. We need to be utilizing at the current rate 95% of our land for this. So the only world that this works in for him is one that was maybe like 100 years ago, basically, because there'd be a smaller population and more available land, less people. But that's not the case, and you can't. It's like the trap door, right? We've already gone through the trap door. You can't go back now. You can't just start massacring people because we've got the situation. So the next best thing is to try and advocate for regenerative plant farming and eat a plant-based diet.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. And
cool.
And like again, it's also true that you would still be emitting carbon. It's just 66% less than what we're doing now.
Right.
Whereas with the plant case, we'd have a negative, which is amazing. We'd be able to sequester a lot of carbon out of the atmosphere back into the soil. And obviously that's great for combating climate change.
Cool. Awesome, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Even if it were true, that let's imagine in a perfect world, the cow doesn't have all the things that we know they have, like consciousness, self-awareness, pain, families, friends. They don't have sentience. That the cow is just the same as a plant. Let's imagine like they're the same as a plant. But the only way we can have this scenario this person's talking about, where it's good for the environment, good for their health, all these things, is if they're grass-fed. Well, then you can't apply this concept to the whole world because we don't have the resources, we don't have the infrastructure.
Oh, you just covered that.
It's impossible to feed the whole world on grass-fed organic animals.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. You just supported
it.
Supported.
Thanks, Danny. Appreciate that, mate.
I guess maybe this was the part that I wrote that for. I don't remember.
Yeah, it would have been cooler the other way around, maybe. But I can maybe edit it later and make it look cooler. No, it's all right.
Just to give some stats on that, because I have got one bit of stats. Apparently, it would take 3.7 billion acres to provide the amount of land if everyone was eating grass-fed in the US, but there's only currently 1.9 billion acres available. So just in the US alone, they would need to basically cover the entire US, go up into Canada and down into South America.
I would be in a field right now. I'd be streaming in a field right now if this was
what you're saying is we need to put animals on the moon, right, and use that land as well. That's the best. If we can get those little domes, or maybe it's not the moon, Mars. They made these little domes. Did you see that they were talking about this design where they could create an ecosystem in these domes on different planets? So basically, if we had those and a whole of the planet, then his logic would be sound, and we'd say, we could. His way totally could be. Well, it's better than factory farming, but it's still in that world wouldn't be better than regenerative plant farming, even if in his crazy world he got his own way, and we just suddenly found billions of more acres of land to live on, right? So great, cool. It's a supported claim now.
It is not possible to feed 8
he does it
billion
multiple
people
times
this way.
So.
Yeah, supported claim.
It can never happen.
Supported claim, we already did it.
It's just unsustainable. It would never happen. And this is largely why these animal agriculture industries have become what they have become, where they have these horrible, big, huge factory farms and all these things, because they were not able to supply the demand of 8 billion people.
Well, factory farming exists exactly for that reason. If there weren't enough demand for them, we can subsidies aside. They were able to start these factory farms because of demand. Otherwise, there'd be no business to be made. Why would a factory farm suddenly begin if they didn't need to do all of that? Do you know what I'm trying to say? If there's no money to be made, why would they make a factory farm? And if the money's coming from a demand, right?
Yeah.
You don't build a product with no demand.
Yeah, and factory farms are obviously way more profitable. I mean, you don't have to spend nearly as much on resources. Basically, the more you treat animals like an inanimate object, the more money you make, because you have to take less welfare precautions.
Right.
That's the problem. That's one of the main problems. Factory farming is so unethical.
Yep. So supported claim again.
Doing it this way that this person's referring to. So although it is completely immoral, and I'm never going to ever in a million years suggest that this is a good thing to do, like grass-fed and this is a good thing to do, we can agree that it's less bad than factory farming.
Oh, so now he's
Okay. I guess this was
what you've already said. Yeah. So we've already been through this, but and I already said I'm happy to acknowledge that it's less bad than factory farming. That doesn't make it okay, and also. The environmental argument he's putting forward here, we've already dealt with it. If you're coming onto the stream just now, just go back a couple of minutes. It's already been debunked, mainly by Danny.
Yeah, and it's true that it can sequester carbon, but there's also the emissions of it that make it it doesn't end up being a negative. It's like
exactly. Yeah. Whereas plant regenerative plant farming goes to zero, right? Exactly.
But
below zero.
Still not viable for
zero.
The world population of 8 billion people.
It's not viable for 8 billion people. Well, it isn't. We just showed that. Chris, what was that number? How much land would we need?
I think it's 3.7 billion acres. That's just for the US.
That's just for the US. Okay.
So it would take up the entire US, some of Canada, some of South America.
Yeah. So there you go. So now it's a supported claim. There you go. This is back then. I would make my videos and I would put some stuff in the description, some sources and things like that. But I used to. I would say facts and things, and I've never been very good at putting I used to do this at university and I kind of fucking hated it, where you have to provide every reference for everything you say. I'm more of I don't know. I guess I do YouTube in a more kind of lifestyle way where I just kind of freestyle it. Exactly. Yeah. So to be fair to him, yeah, these are like unsupported, but it's not difficult to pull up the supports, especially with the help of you guys who've just done all. See, I'm responding to this on the fly. If I was doing this like a prepared video, I probably would have come to Danny definitely at least and been like, "Hey, Danny, help me find some sources for this stuff because this was like 2 fucking years ago and I have no idea what I was looking at. I need to remember this shit." But yeah. But yeah, I changed the way that I make videos now. If I'm going to do another video like this, it'll be
not viable for those animals that suffer and die.
What's that got to do with to protect crops and farmers? To feed the oh my god! Okay,
why elephants?
So sick of,
what's the difference between elephants, rabbits, any other animal?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's just pulling up all these different ways that crop farmers protect their crops without realizing multiple times that they're protecting the crops they're feeding to animals.
Yeah, it doesn't say they're human. It's protecting human food.
Exactly. No, zoom in on the elephant. Zoom in on a photo of an elephant that definitely wasn't culled, because that's going to pull out the emotions, isn't it?
It is still immoral, no matter how you rear the animal, no matter what you do with them, and give them perfect, beautiful life before you slit their throat.
Again, how many times are we going to have to repeat ourselves? Let's just go.
You just keep going.
Yeah. My bad. We'll stop stopping when he. It's on 1.5x again.
The fact is that you're always going to slit their throat and take their life from them, and that will always be immoral.
What has that problem been? Well, the pigs root up the corn seed after you plant it.
Wild pigs, hogs annihilate corn, peanuts, beans, virtually any crop on Pritchard's 700 acres.
What's that, sorry? This is where they're killing the pigs.
This is the pig. Remember I said about earlier?
Oh, yeah, because now the pigs are an invasive species because they brought them over to kill them.
They literally brought them over for food. And now they're eating the food and they're having to kill them. It's like the irony is...
Brilliant.
Beautiful, yeah. And I love how he's like, again, he's doing all the, it's, how much of this farmer's field is corn and how much of it is nuts. That's what I'd like to know.
Actually, it does also say in this article I have here, in the 1990s, the wild boar was also introduced into parts of the United States for the purpose of sport hunting.
Okay,
so it's been introduced for food and to shoot for fun, and now they're complaining that we got to shoot the pigs because they're eating the crops, so maybe you shouldn't have introduced them in the first place.
Yeah, poor farmers once again getting the rough end of the deal, right? Apparently. All right, yep. So we know crop protection for corn, which is used to feed animals. Yep, great.
It's pretty clear that vegans do not love animals.
Vegans.
It's pretty. What is that? How is that a conclusion? It's pretty clear that vegans do not love animals. Like how do we go from that to that? How do we go from what he was just saying to this? It's such a propaganda video. I don't even know how else to describe it, but it's good entertainment. There's no denying that. What worries me is that some people watch this and it just, it gives them this bullshit that they can then throw at vegans and feel like they've done something, they've learned something new, that this is all really good and scientific.
You just censor you?
He did. And this is hilariously, like I said this, and this is exactly what people use this video for. This is exactly why people follow him, because they think they've got a smoking gun against vegans, the silver bullet, right? And he has designed his whole channel around that, giving people like what they think is ammunition, when actually it's just completely completely biased, unsupported nonsense, right? Like top level, reading the article name, not reading the article itself, study names, not reading the studies themselves, bullshit that he's giving people and passing it off as like that it's factual or
the nitrogen thing was so funny. The ammonia fertilizer misread, it was one of the most pathetic things I've ever.
It's really embarrassing, man.
It's awful.
It's really embarrassing. All right, let's soldier on. We got 2 more minutes or so, I guess.
It's like, no, it's just a YouTube video, and that's it, basically. It's a YouTube video by someone who clearly has a problem with the vegans.
Exactly. And this is also, for the record, this is a YouTube video by vegans who have a problem with people spreading misinformation. But you don't have to take anything that we say. Don't take anything he says as gospel. Don't take anything we say as gospel. Fuck. We're posting the I'll tell you what, I'll put the links to these studies in the description later on. You can go check, or in the pinned comment, and you can go look at it all yourself. It's like, we're not hiding anything. You can go and look at the mistakes that this numpty made in his own video. We showed you some of them up on the screen, so you don't have to take what we say as gospel either. Don't take what he says. Don't take what anyone says on YouTube as gospel. DYOR, guys, do your own fucking research. DYOFR, do your own fucking research.
And it fits a lot of people's agendas that they hate vegans. They're looking for some more reasons to get back at vegans.
Vegans vow to kill dairy farmers. Oh, I love these because like it's almost like you almost never see the screenshot of the email that this apparent vegan sent, because I'm telling you that most of this is complete bullshit.
The thing is, even if it does happen, which I'm sure it does to some point, it happens the other way around as well. It's a big slanging match. It's not an. It does not.
It's also just irrelevant. It's just like a little. It's just like an anecdote. Oh wow, there's certain people in a group that are a little extreme. Like what is? How is that in any way to refute the ideology itself, or the the philosophy itself?
Yeah, and just to make it very clear, death threats and killing, actual killing, are very, very different.
Yeah.
So even if someone went, "Oh, we're going to do this," but they didn't do it, and you actually kill, that's a bit of a moral difference there. So
yeah,
I don't worrying about the death threats so much. Let's worry about the actual killing.
Definitely, but I still don't condone it. I don't condone it. Yeah, I don't condone it. Condemn it. I still don't. I don't think. I don't know, Danny. Are you pro death threat?
Absolutely. No, I'm kidding. No, I think those vegans need to just calm down.
Right.
Yeah. It also there's already enough ad hominem attacks that vegans have to deal with, so exhibiting that kind of behavior just further worsens the problem of like how often people just make fun of vegans as a character.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
I always say that vegans should try to be as down to earth as possible, reasonable, calm, logical, evidence-based, whatever.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
As opposed to just screaming at people and I'm going to kill you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I understand the frustration. Don't get me wrong. If you're someone who has done something like that, then you're probably, if you've sent someone a death threat, like a literal, I don't mean like being like, fuck you deserve to die. That's not a death threat. That's just being angry at what they're doing to animals. That's different. I still don't think it's a nice thing to say. I wouldn't do it myself. But if you're literally saying, I would do it, I would come over there and kill you, then clearly you're not okay. Clearly you're not, it takes a certain level of like, you're not going to be okay. There's going to be something wrong. All right. So you need to go and deal with that. If you can't afford to talk to someone, then try and talk to a friend about this stuff. It's a serious problem. Either side. If you're telling a vegan, I'm going to come kill you, or you're a vegan telling a farmer, you're going to, both of these people have probably more in common than they think. Right. So it's a more of a deeper issue than just, I hate you because you're a farmer. That's like a deep problem that somebody has.
It's like a mental health issue, not a vegan issue.
100%. Keep that in mind. Yeah. So in this, it happens both ways, and when it happens to vegans, we talk about it. When it happens to farmers, they talk about it. We're all dealing with this shit, and it's not nice. So, stop doing it, everybody, please. Like, give us shit, fine, and we'll give you shit, but let's cut the death threats out. Yeah. Anna Lawson says, "Could you sum up the first 2 hours at work?"
I just did. I just did in the chat.
Oh, great. Okay. I don't see it. Where?
At the bottom of the chat.
Oh yeah, Garbage Farms is an idiot. Got it. Yeah. Anna, thank you so much for the super chat, and this will be available on the second channel, the full replay. So get down in the description of this video. The link to the second channel is right there. It's called the Ram's Den. It's where these videos are going to live. Basically, all the more serious stuff is going to live on the second channel, and the main channel is going to be more geared towards the entertaining side of my content, like the skits and stuff like that. Try and pull in a bit of a bigger audience and get more people normalize veganism a bit more to these people who come across my videos and seeing veganism kind of pushed into their favorite movies and stuff like that with the skits and things like that. I'm trying to go for that kind of thing on this channel, and then second channel, we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work out, we'll put it all back on one channel again, but for now, second channel is going to be where this stuff's going to live. Just really lackluster announcement. I was hoping for it to be a bit more of a go to second channel, but I guess I'll do that in a separate post or something. All right, cool. Yeah, a few more seconds of this.
And this is the perfect video. It fits that troll spot. It fits that spot for the trolls, so they can watch this and have everything that they believe in approved and supported, and then they can use this to share it with all their troll friends and go out and try and take down some vegans.
Vegans do not love people. They know that more animals are killed and maimed through veganism than any other way of eating.
No, that's not true. As I've said a few times now, that's not true. Vegans don't know this because this isn't true.
We spent
it's been
3
heavily
hours.
supported.
Yeah. It's 3 hours.
The majority of plant foods are grown to feed other animals, not to feed humans.
Oh, there it is.
It's so funny. It's so fucking funny how he thinks this debunks the point. Oh my god. Anyway, sorry. Continue. I shouldn't have hit the desk.
Also,
then. Bloody hell, it was loud.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
when he makes the claim that veganism kills more animals than any other form of eating out there, obviously he doesn't provide any sort of evidence or comparative analysis. And when he did try to do this earlier with the insect thing, it was the most dishonest, unfair comparison you could imagine. And it was also with a non-vegan US. So, you know, I don't know what to say. Like I've seen him make claims like this before that we kill more, and anytime he does, it's either no evidence or the evidence is just like the most cringy thing you'll ever see. So I don't know.
Yep. Well, someone said here, like, this video seems like it. Simon said, there it goes. This guy, this is not the same Simon as before, by the way. This is actually a good Simon. Says, this guy's video looks like it was made from a 10-year-old. Well, it's funny because his logic also is like, oh yeah, 10-year-old could probably figure some of this stuff out faster than him, to be honest. And you know, I mean, I don't see a 10-year-old trying to use something that supports their argument when literally like the second paragraph goes directly against their argument. I mean, if a 10-year-old's like, for example, if they're trying to show you like, hey, here's a reason I should have chocolate, look at this article. And then like the second line of the article says, here's why chocolate's bad for you. They're not going to show you that article, but he's done that. Literally, he's practically done that. So I'd say a 10-year-old has a better comprehension, at least better reading comprehension than JD, Big Jim Bob, the Jimster. You know, maybe I'm being too mean right now. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of losing. I'm losing the filter. We need to finish this up before it gets to the real gutter.
It's understandable, given who he is.
And as we've been through it again, the majority of people that, even vegan or not, the majority of their plate, food on their plate, is vegetable.
Oh wait, are we going to see the disease thing again? I'm predicting it.
Plant-based food. So no, it's not true.
No,
I thought it's just that's the level of stupidity is just like reaching real high levels right now.
Nothing changed. I still stand by that. That's so funny. I've said that a few times today. It's 2019 to 2022, and I'm basically saying almost the same stuff. By the way, I look like a proper scruffball in this video, don't I? The fucking easy the hair sticking out the back. I was trying to grow my hair at that point. I gave up. It doesn't work. I've tried it. We can't all get the Jufro like Danny. Have you seen Danny with long hair?
No, I'd like to.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
A little crazy. There's a reason I no longer have it.
Yeah.
I still have pink spiky hair.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Right. I can see that.
There's some photos floating around somewhere. Yeah.
I think Danny was struggling to get through airport security when he had that hair. I think that was the main.
Yeah, they stopped me multiple times.
Oh man, brutal. All right, Danny's not enjoying these. Dude, why you're not enjoying these roasts today? You're making me feel bad, man.
Oh, I'm reading the chat.
I've gone after you a few times. Stop reading the chat. 'Cause I roast you, and you're sat kind of like half like smirking, and I'm like, oh shit, did I just offend him? And it's like, no, you're just not paying attention.
There's like I have like 2 screens in front of me, and then a chat, and then a study. Like I do need to relax with the stimulus in front of me. It's just too much.
Yeah, bro. You know? Anyway, look, well, my fiance is saying your hair was sexy, so I guess I guess that was aimed at you, not me, right? So thanks, Annie.
It could have been to me. Who knows?
Yeah. To be fair, that's for all of us. We're all getting a nice compliment. Thanks, Annie. All of our hair was sexy. Let's try it. Danny, focus up. Okay, we've got a few minutes left, right? Not even a few. We've got 1 minute left.
And yet they push harder because their ultimate schizophrenic goal is to plow, pesticide, and genocide this planet into a
sterile and
lifeless has-been.
Every day when I get up, I just want to destroy.
I do. Every day. I wake up every morning and I choose chaos. Some men just want to see the world burn, and that's it. I choose violence. That's what I was going for. That's the word. You wake up, choose violence like a mosquito. That's what we do. We just wake up and we're just like, where can we get blood today? Where can we wake? What can
That's
we
literally
do?
what he said at the beginning, wasn't he? It's like bloodthirsty vegans or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, Danny's got so upset that he's left. I can't believe it. I thought I was getting to him, but I had no idea it was this bad. Oh my god!
No,
he's like,
the thing is, he's doing the same as me. Like when you've got a chat up and everything, and you get so distracted.
I don't know what happened there.
Don't pay attention.
Simon's put a comment here. I can't wait for the idiot to do a reaction to this reaction of a reaction. Dude, if he does, how long is it going to be?
And then we've got to do a reaction to the reaction to the reaction to the reaction, and it just on goes forever. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, brilliant.
I wanted to talk about why he keeps using schizophrenia as an adjective, or schizophrenic. You know, it's kind of funny.
Schizophrenic goal. Yeah. So I guess he's trying to say that, like, So schizophrenia is like the literal definition is like split mind, right? Is that you have you have it's like it's linked with like multiple personality kind of thing. Like often gets like misdiagnosed as that, and people go from like they have mania as part of it. So I guess he's trying to say like we say we love animals and then we're like killing all the animals. That's what I think. That's why he's saying schizophrenic, because it's like we think we're saving animals, but actually we're like a bloodbath. I think that's what he's trying to get at. I mean, it sounds intelligent, and I guess that I'll give him that. That's like the only thing that I would say like has some level of like that's actually pretty creative. I wouldn't have thought of schizophrenic goal. I would say he's the one with the schizophrenic goal though, regenerative farming to save the animals. You know what I mean? That's more of the example of what
Is it to save the animals? Does he ever mention it's to save the animals though?
Well, I guess he insinuates that when he's trying to claim that vegans are bad for animals, I guess by default.
Yeah, because he knows that's what will get to us, but whether he cares about animals or not.
So he's not claiming. Okay.
I think he just points at like some of these harms that come from plant farming and uses it as fuel to further give weight to his farming, and like he wants it to stay. He doesn't want it to be removed. So he tries to point at faults in a lifestyle that might eventually make his obsolete, like the vegan lifestyle coming into fruition globally.
Yeah. Is this the end of the video now? Is there anything else? I'm just gonna
I think it's just you telling everyone to go vegan, I think.
Oh, we have schizophrenic goals to destroy the planet. That's why we're vegan, everyone. That's why we're vegan. I think that's the end of the video.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you too.
I didn't see part
Oh my
two.
goodness. Now that video has 16,000 views. Fortunately, it's not taken off. It's not gone viral. It's made by a page called Garland Farms. I don't know much about them. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, we've covered every point in that video. I hope that was at least entertaining for some of you. And I hope if you are someone who's like an anti-vegan, or you're thinking about maybe going vegan, or you weren't sure you were here to learn, I mean, I hope this has helped you kind of see and expose some of the nonsense people say and try to excuse themselves for abusing animals and for not going vegan. This is the level that people will go to defend their abusive habits against others who are just trying to help the animals and make people see them as individual, unique beings, like sentient beings that are
I love how he's
life,
left
just
this
like you and me.
We don't discriminate. We kill them all.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And his whole comeback, let's say, he thinks his smoking gun is that the vegan lifestyle still causes animals to die, and obviously you can be for animals, you can be pro animal, you can be pro animals as sentient beings, you can be pro respecting animals, but that doesn't mean you give up your rights to, or not rights, you give up survival. You know what I mean?
It's a bit like trying to discredit human rights because some humans will die in some of the things that we support.
Right.
Like, they're like, humans will die in construction, for example.
Exactly.
So, we're saying that, we should just ignore human rights now because it causes deaths.
Exactly.
It's kind of that. I don't know.
And it's kind of like also if the car example that he said wasn't accurate because I said people don't drive cars to kill people, but people do kill animals to save their crops, right? You could say, well, some people do drive cars into people. Some people do use cars for that reason, but we don't ban cars, right? We acknowledge that like. Basically the creation of cars comes with risks that some people will use them as a weapon, that some people will kill people by accident. We don't ban cars.
Yeah,
because it's just
the utility of cars outweighs any sort of disutility derived from accidents.
Thank you. Basically, thank you for
we condemn the people
for finishing that point in a way better way than I was going to finish it.
We condemn people that use cars recklessly.
Gotcha.
We condemn people that kill cars recklessly, and we try and make driving safer,
right?
Which is the thing, because we try and lessen the amount of accidents and the amount of deaths that happen. And that's the same with crop farming. That's what we want to do. We want to improve it.
That's probably why automated driving is going to be mandated eventually. Like once like robots can like make no error and just drive cars, and we don't have to rely on human error in driving, it might be like something that is fully implemented, I guess, right?
Yeah, definitely. And when it does get implemented, this is a really cool debate. I've got my opinion on is that when there is a crash, the car will have to determine what to do, and it'll have to prioritize the driver or the passenger or the public, right? Outside of the car. That I'm really interested in the algorithms they're going to use to figure that shit out. My personal opinion is that the driver should be able to choose. So either you're a selfish piece of shit and you choose yourself, or you're better and you choose your kids, or you're like completely like selfless and you choose the passenger, the public or whoever's in the other car, but like the car can't determine. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like it could do like the greater good, but that might mean killing you, the driver. But like, you've paid for the car. Why you wouldn't buy a car that's likely to kill you if it saves other people, would you? Right? You should be able to choose what the car does.
I guess it would try and work out what the which scenario has the highest probability of maximum life.
Right, but then that might be killing you. Like it might decide.
It might be.
Right, but you paid for the car. That's hardly fair, is it? You've paid for the car. Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, well, your car shouldn't choose to kill you if you're in a crash because it wants to save other people. You know, if you're, I don't know, you should choose. You should be able to give it the direction. I want you to kill me if it saves other people, or I want you to protect me and my family at all costs. I think you should be able to punch that in as a driver. Otherwise, like, why would anyone
people won't
buy
get
the
in your car? They'll be like, "What have you programmed in?" No, not you.
Every car you get in, you're gonna have to ask them like, "Yeah, which one did you choose?"
Yeah, exactly. That's a future that will. I reckon this is going to be. I mean, they're already debating it, and with the Teslas, like what actually is the right thing to do. And Elon Musk has been pulled up and been like, "Hey, what if you program these cars to do? Because we need to know like, what's going to happen." But yeah, that's I find that a really interesting topic. But guys, I appreciate you giving me 2 hours 43 of your time. It's been good. There was definitely a lull in the middle, but I think we pulled it back towards the end with some comedy from his side. He is entertaining. You'll give him that. Two things I'll give him: the schizophrenic thing is good, and I think that was clever. And dude's entertaining. I mean, there's no denying it. That's why he's got himself a little fan base. If he wasn't entertaining, he wouldn't have a fan base. You know, I see lots of people trying to do something like him, and they have like 20 followers because no one gives a shit because they're shit. You know, give him his due. He's good at putting the performance on, right? He's good at performing, but unfortunately for all of his followers, his performance is just that. It's just a performance. There is no backing to it. It's all just lip service. He doesn't back what he says properly. He doesn't read his studies. He puts studies out there that go against what he's saying in his own videos. Like, you know, it's. So yeah,
it's a no from me. It's a no.
It's a no from you. Yeah. What do you think, Danny? Are we going? Have you got golden buzzer or no?
I mean, I think Garland made a lot of really good points. I think his ability to read his sources is profound. He might be one of my new inspirations for research. So I'm gonna probably take after him and start misrepresenting papers and not reading them fully. Yeah.
Perfect.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
That sounds great. It's also a no from me.
Yeah.
And I think this ends our for me, I ended in 2019, but you know, I was roped back in again into this relationship, but no, this time is closure for me, and I hope it's closure for you, JD. Go spend some time with your family and your kids. You know, don't spend it thinking about me, especially not in the shower. But no, actually, no. I kind of like that. It kind of gets me off a bit. Do think about me in the shower if you're gonna think about me. If you're gonna think about me anywhere, do it in the shower. Yeah,
there's a weird image in my head.
And I think Danny's not happy about this. You've been a little grump for this one. I'm surprised. You've had a grump on.
I've been hungover this entire stream.
Okay,
you know.
okay. Fair play.
But I'm still here for it, you know.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Considering that, then you've been sprightly. Considering your hungover, then.
Yeah.
You did good.
I would say. Go ahead, man.
You did good. That's all I said.
Yeah,
you did good.
He did really good. He did really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'd say if JD, if Jim Bob, the Jimster wants to debate one of us, it's not going to be me. I think I said I've closed the book now. Would you either of you want him on your channel if he was going to come back
to anyone? Well,
yeah.
I chat to most people anyway if they're worth the time. But...
Cool.
I'll talk to him.
Yeah, good for you guys. Well, there you go, guys. For those of you wanting to see a like head-to-head debate, and well, there's two here that will do it. I don't know if I would or not. I'm kind of like, at the minute, I'm kind of over like one-to-one debates. I've had a few on the channel. Like, I just kind of felt a little bit deflated after them. Just kind of like, because it's just, you know, there's such bullshit they come out with. It's just like starts to like get you a bit like, oh my god, is this shit again? You know, so I'm taking a little breather from it, but I would have had him on today. But,
I don't know what else we would talk to him about, really, because I just go straight in with because to be honest, this whole thing, when you just look at the moral argument on its own, that kind of just obliterates the rest. All the rest is just kind of details, you know, whether, you know, like animals' lives come before carbon sequestering. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know where else it would go.
And even if
Yeah,
you
man.
agree with him, like, okay, yeah, carbon sequestering does go above animal lives, he's still wrong. It's like, even if you like, okay, fine, the environmental sustainability stuff is more important than animals' lives. Great, okay, you're still wrong. Like, even if we agree with you on that it's still the data. Like, we've been through it all. The studies still support that the plant-based system is better for the planet anyway.
I just bring it back to what
ahead.
I simply said at the beginning of the stream. Like, I want to hear just an argument that buying crops increases overall death compared to the wild. Like, I think that's super important.
Sure.
And I've been asking him to do this for over a year now, and he won't provide the comparative analysis. So I don't know what to say.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
It's that simple, isn't it? And he'll just keep on. I mean, there's nothing that's going to change. He'll keep on making the videos he makes. We'll keep making our videos, and I just hope. Again, like my takeaway for this stream is I hope the vegans who were asking me to respond now are feeling like, oh, okay, this, because maybe some vegans were feeling a bit like, whoa, this looks, because it is. For whatever we feel about this guy, he knows how to put together a video that is like convincing to somebody who doesn't know how to dig deep into this kind of stuff. And the majority of people, including myself, like I'm not saying I'm good at this stuff. I'm not very good at doing the deep dig and deep dive into shit. I don't like doing it as well. It's drag for me. And I think most people fall into that category of like, they don't enjoy getting into these studies or getting deep into stuff that they see in a video.
I'm still learning about like research methodology, and so I'm not by no means am I like an expert on this stuff.
This is my point. My point I was getting at was that like he puts this video out, and even most vegans who watch it, like, or a lot of vegans watch it, and they are like, oh, this is kind of like worrying, right? Because they don't like you say, you're learning. Most of us, either don't have the time or whatever, watch the video and then just like, oh, that seems concerning. So yeah, to those vegans, I hope now your concerns have been put to rest. And for the anti-vegans who've stuck around for the whole time, some of these, I've seen a few names keep popping up. They've been here the whole time. I know you're not going to change your mind. I know nothing's going to change. You're not going to change your mind.
Shout out to Jasper. I think Jasper's
right. I think that's one of them. Well, obviously you're not going to change your mind. This guy's convinced you and whatever, but at least now I hope you will start to question the things he says that are like fundamental to his videos, and at least go and research them a little bit. And we've proven that most of it's bullshit.
If you could watch all of this and not at least come away with a little bit of doubt about what he's saying, then you haven't been listening.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Well, yeah. So Valeria, thank you so much for your super chat. It says just sub for Chris. Yeah, there you go. Now I follow you all. Valeria says Vegan Brighton. Thank you so much, Valeria, for following us all. It's really nice and supporting the stream. Really appreciate it. And then Humphrey just said his videos unfortunately are very alluring. I think alluring is a great word, actually.
That's why I subscribe. They drag you in with these like real clickbait titles and his ASMR voice.
He's got a real ASMR voice because, like I said, he talks to the microphone like this. His voice is very deep. He's got that kind of rustic voice, right?
I got a deep voice, and even I can't get that.
Vegans, very slow, like it's been slowed down.
The vegan kill cult.
Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. And this is not making fun of him. This is actually, I think he's got a good voice. Like, this is part of why his bullshit sounds so believable, because he's got a good speaking voice. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's not about what you're saying. It's how confidently you say it, right?
Yeah. Well, let's be fair. If everything goes to shit with the farming, voiceover actor.
There you
go. There's his career right there.
I would say he's like the anti-vegan voice equivalent of walking into a place with a high-vis vest on, right? Everyone just assumes that you've got the right to go there because you've got the high-vis vest, right? Even though you don't have anything, you don't have the credentials or the qualifications to do do what you're doing, but everyone assumes you have because you've got the vest. His voice is like a high-vis vest for YouTube, basically. People will just assume that he's right because he speaks slowly and deeply and close to the microphone.
He would be a great character on King of the Hill.
Yes,
he would fit right in there.
Jesus Christ, it's all about deep throat in the mic. Seriously, it's true. The closer you deep throat this thing, the better it sounds. Like, honestly, it gets so much deeper and nicer.
Deep and nice.
Exactly. Yeah, nailing it. One more time. Danny seems introverted. That's so funny because he really isn't. I'm telling you, dude, you've been a little out of character today. I was surprised. Is it the hangover? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little. I also need to eat, dude. All
right, man.
I woke up late. Yeah, I'm malnourished. You know how it is. I'm actually I could be very introverted and talk a lot in person. I just have to be around a group of people that I jive with, but
yeah, man,
it depends.
Oh, yes, okay. We won't take it personally that you don't jive with us.
Yeah, I just don't like you guys, to be honest.
Just us.
All right. Cool. One more time for the people that are wondering where this is going to be later. There's a second channel, The Ram's Den. Check it out in the link. Check the link out in the description of this video. Please go click it, go subscribe, go hit the notification bell. It's where all the live streams are going to go on the replay. So if you want to take clips of this and share it, or JD, the Jimster, Jim Bob, if you want to take clips of this to go respond to on your channel, it's going to be on the second channel, bro. So don't be looking on here. It's not going to be here anymore, all right? It's on the second channel. I don't want you to miss out on those clips that you're going to debunk, okay? So let's make sure you get it. Once again, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Danny. Go check these guys out in the description. Again, go subscribe to them, people, if you don't already.
Please do. And hop over. I think we're going to do an after show on the Vegan Gaze channel if anyone wants to come. I'm going to hop over there.
An after show.
Yeah, because don't you remember back in when there used to be loads of debates and everyone used to host an after party. So I said, why don't we do it? Get in the habit of, keeping the convo.
Well, that's disappointing. I've not been invited to it. Does Ellie?
Everyone's
have you been invited? Have you been invited, Danny, to the after party?
This is my first time hearing about this.
It's only me and Ellie that know about it. So everyone's invited. It's just been announced.
What kind of after party is it where nobody knows about it?
Well,
how does that make any sense?
We just told everybody.
All right, go to Vegan Gaze's channel, guys. There is an after party going on apparently. I don't think I'll come because it's 11 p.m. here and I also need to eat. But guys, get over there. Maybe I'll pop in the chat, but I think I'll be done. 3 hours is enough. Yeah, 3 hours is enough talking for me for one day, guys. But as much as it's been lovely having your company, we should do this again sometime.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Super fun.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, all that typical YouTuber thing that we say. Like, do all that stuff because you're not a piece of shit. Hit the notification bell. Yeah, exactly. If you don't hit the notification bell, you technically are a piece of shit. I'm sorry, vegan or not. It's just I didn't make the rules. All right. So
beat the fuck out of the notification bell. Like the fuck out of the video.
Like, do all that shit, please, guys.
Mainly
please
smash that bell.
Do all that shit. Do all that shit. Keep calling out all of the bullshit, especially Garland Farms bullshit. And I'll see you all in the next video.